should stay there. All right. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to another weekend with Fox. My name is Cliff. Hope everyone is having a good weekend. And good evening, Jason and Molly. How's the weather over there? Because it is getting cold over here. Still about 74 degrees outside, give or take, but that's also where I have the thermostat, my sensor for my thermometer, thermostat meter reader, whatever, my weather station, is dead center in the middle of the greenhouse, in the middle of the greenhouse. And my camera decided to go blurry on me. That is awesome. Ooh, it rained. Yeah, we got a rain last week. It rained a few days in a row, and all my plants got pretty saturated. Still have to water here and there, but not too bad. Oh, it's actually 4 degrees warmer in the greenhouse than it is outside. Yeah, I'm showing 70 on my side. High of 74 today and low of 43. Looks like Wednesday I got 51 as a low, so I might have enough time to possibly buy another heater. Had to fix mine. I had to take mine apart. I had an issue with it. It wasn't working, even though it was a brand new heater. Only used it one season. My other one completely burned out the contact switch. Actually melted a hole right in the contact terminal. Just ate a hole in it. Like literally just melted a hole through it. I was like, what the heck? So that sucked. But everything else in the greenhouse is currently fixed and wired the way I need it. I just got to figure out how to heat the big one. That one's going to be a bit of a turd. Because I can use one heater to heat the other greenhouse. I can keep that at like 66, 60, 65, 60 degrees. But I'm going to need at least 2 heaters and a fan to get the other one up and running, which means I'm going to have to run heaters off of 2 different sockets. So I don't pull too much off of one and blow a fuse or blow a breaker. Although I should be all right. I think they're 30 amp or 20 amp breakers, so I should be able to run 2 of those without any problems. Under 80 next week. Is that for the lows or the highs? Because like I said, we are already dropping temps over here. It was pretty warm. It was pretty decent today because it was all nice and sunny, but the other day it was all cloudy, and yeah, it sucked. Oh, dang, supposed to be in the mid-40s for Halloween? Damn. Well, that's going to be a chill. Yeah. At least you're still getting 80s. I don't think I'm going to hit 80 at all this week. I think my heat ceiling is going to be like 74. Monday is going to be around 80, and then that drops. My ceiling drops, and then Friday is going to go down to 69 degrees for my high. That is going to be... It's going to get cold over here real quick. Good evening, Grace. How's it going? Evening, Deb. Quick stop at the store for potatoes. Yes, I did. I'm going to have to respectfully decline on those. I don't like the way those look either. Like I said, I'm incredibly particular about my chopsticks. That's why I haven't, like I said, I got that one pair and they just sit there. I don't like them. They don't feel right. Like, they don't feel right at all. Actually, where did I put them? Shit. I got these ones, kind of, but these are like the generic ones you get at like restaurants. I don't even really like these ones, but I also don't like eating at an Asian restaurant with a freaking spoon or a knife or a fork, even though I'm white. I just don't like doing it. I don't know why. I feel like it's disrespectful to eat their food with white people utensils. So I learned how to use chopsticks. Like these things they're okay. They're for some stuff, but like I said, for the most part, again, these are bamboo and they're super, super lightweight. Evening, Rob. Good to see you. Hope work isn't too busy today. Half my shit's about to fall off over here. Yeah, because like I have this pair too, which is like the same style, kind of slightly tapered, but I don't like the flat ends. My old chopsticks, like these ones, this one chopstick weighs almost as much as both of these. Like it's ridiculous. And this one you can see is the end is kind of like rounded out completely. Also makes it good for stabbing things. Again, they keep trying it every week. They have not learned their lesson? I used to take these things with me to restaurants all the time, and everyone's like, "Oh, those are nice." Even the like employees that were there used to be like, "Oh, those are really nice chopsticks." But yeah, I can't. Like the brown ones are a little longer, as you can see, but only by like a quarter of an inch, quarter of an inch. Sorry, but they're just really light. And I think, in my opinion, these would be better off as hair decorations. Like if you put your hair up, you can stick these in there, run them in there as like hair decorations. I can't do it on my hair because my hair is not right. Ow. Again, I don't like the flat spots on here because it grabs and it pushes. But yeah, I mean, you typically would have these, in your hair like that. Choppy sticks, or stabber sticks. I have considered though. On that note, I was actually I was watching something like a week or two ago on making chopsticks, and I kind of might consider getting like a chopstick making kit, getting some like heavy wood, and then making them that way, and then doing them the way I like them. Evening, Cecilia. How's it going? Good to see you. Sorry, I might be a little low, folks. There we go. Sitting low in the chair. Yeah, see, they're great for like decorations, like hairpins, like the really long hairpins with the little foilies or whatever, doilies at the end, foilies, like you would see on like a geisha. But yeah, my hair is not long enough. I don't have, well, it is, but I don't put my hair up in that in particular manner. So, nachos. I had me a bowl of nachos and some robin's eggs because I still got like 20 bags of these. No, he is currently at a Renaissance fair, so he may or may not show up, according to him. Evening, Grace. How's it going? I think I said hi when you popped in, or am I completely blind? Nope. So, good evening, Grace. Hope all is well. Hope the weather's not too bad for you. Actually, I hope everybody's got good weather. My weather has been moderately decent, so I can't complain too much. I could, but nobody would really listen. Or care, for that matter. But on the plus side, all of my stuff is washed and clean today, so no brown stains, no rings, nothing. We are good to go for tonight's festivities when tonight's festivities start. Well, yeah, because then they get stuck in them. To be honest, I've used a number 2 pencils before. That's how I learned how to use chopsticks. And ate an entire box of cheese puffs, or a bag of cheese, or well, actually, a bucket of cheese puffs, like the plastic ones. But that's how I taught myself as a straight up honky cracker, whatever you want, however you want to say it. I'm a word, just a word to me. I don't care. Don't get me no, doesn't get me excited or hot under the collar. But that's how I learned how to use chopsticks. Self-taught. Ew, gross. Next time you should have put a used condom on there. Nobody would have used them. Yeah, knitting needles is a good way to learn too. They're roughly about the same thickness for most chopsticks. You just got to get the right length, otherwise you're going to be really needling yourself with that lesson. Camera. It only likes. I swear it does this when I'm live. It doesn't do it when I'm on Jason's live. Went all of the entire live without going blurry, and now this thing wants to be funny today. And man, like, my cable's not sitting right. There we go. Are you wait, Deb? Are you laughing at my bad pun or my answer to Rob's chopsticks being borrowed? Camera, can you focus, please? Negative. I've been working. Like, I work constantly. I spent the last 2 weeks, well, let's see, week one I spent getting my greenhouse set up. Finished that one. Week two, I started working on getting stuff in the greenhouse, leveled as much as I could. That one's actually, my greenhouse is actually now part of the ground, not in the ground, just part of the ground. Had to go around with a shovel and some dirt and fill in all the low spots where there was gaps. Lined it with plastic, and I have about 15 plants in there already. 12 plants in there. Yeah, about 12 plants in there, soaking up some heat. Oh no, I've only done that once. They didn't know who it was. But yeah, just been busy trying to get my stuff ready for my citrus because I do not want to lose my citrus plants. If I lose all of my citrus plants, there's a high possibility I will just stop gardening because that will be the last straw for me, to be honest. It has taken me 3 years to get those plants to like do something, and I do not want to lose them. And apparently I am dirty, and I don't know where I got the dirt from. I still have all the stuff. I found most of it. I got to find the other bag with the smaller ones in it, with the smaller bars. But the big bag is just on the other side of this guy. I found that one the other day. I was moving stuff and it popped out. That's sitting under my bag of peppers, just chillaxing, growing, sitting there. Oh, actually, I got another pair of those chopsticks over there. Usually grab an extra one every once in a while when I'm over there. Although, to be honest, I could probably search for these particular ones on Amazon and hoard them from there. Or order them from there. Yeah, I am not buying a pair of chopsticks for 499 pounds. Them chopsticks better be made out of gold. Golden chopsticks. Golden chopsticks. Yeah, but do you really want to spend $499 on chopsticks that may or may not grow their own legs? Because if I saw chopsticks that were that expensive, yeah, I'll tell you right now, I'd be walking off with them. Because I'd just be like, yeah, look at these chopsticks I got. And I put them in a display case and just set them there. We'd be discussing who's the rightful owner. I mean, like, oh, I don't know, I found these. They were just laying on the floor. I was just picking up trash. But yar, anyways. But yar. Oh, actually, I did break that piece off in the tab finally. Yeah. It's still a little expensive, though, for chopsticks. 100%. Now, if somebody happens to find some orichalcum chopsticks, I might consider taking those. But that'll never happen. That'll never happen. That'll never happen. Trapping a battery. Trapping a battery. But yeah, I've also got I got more food later tonight anyway. I've got the nachos was just because that's easier to make, sort of. But I also have a little bowl of spaghetti and some cold, couple slices left of some cold pizza. That's what I figured I was gonna eat tonight after all of this wonderful stuff is over. That'll help me absorb some of the vegan soup that I will be consuming tonight. Jason must be eating because he's awfully quiet. I got the heart attack burps. Oh, sorry, folks. I do like these chopsticks, though, because they do actually tell you how to use them on the back. So for those of you who have never used chopsticks, comes with instructions. Or you can get those like kids ones where you snap they're like little prongs like this, and you just snap the chopsticks in there, and then you just basically pinch. Sort of like grilling tongs, I guess, is what you can equate those to looking like, because that's what they really look like. They just look like a pair of grilling tongs. I said garden tongs. How far does that actually go over there? I'll check something here. Over there. Oh, interesting. Ha ha. Crackhead fell on his face. Probably was an improvement. That's crazy. That's cray. Makes me wonder who else is live tonight at this exact same time. Nobody. Except for me. Well, ain't that something? Cause, ooh. Ooh. Yes, herbs really can. Shit, nobody's on. Nobody's on right now. Yay. Oh no, Rob is has somehow unalived himself. I'm just kidding. He says he's not live or live. Well, that's a good thing you're not live, Taylor, because that would be some serious medical shenanigans. Oh, I forgot I put those up there. I need to put those back with the rest of these. I'm being attacked by things. Maybe not. See, right? I agree, Grace. It's more entertaining to watch him just eat it. Climb up, miss a step, and wham! Or, if you have an electrified fence, you just wait till they climb up the fence and get about halfway up and you just turn the damn thing on. Blast them halfway across the parking lot. That'll learn them. Hey, Steve, what's on the other side of this fence? I don't know. Let's go find out. No. Psh, oh, wham! Oh! Playing a game of Whack F, of Whack Truck. Everybody here should know what Whack Truck is. Add an F, subtract the T and the R. Media assets. Ooh, I can change my style. What's Miminal? I got some miminals. Subliminals. Sorry, I'm a little weird today. I'm freaking tired, but I'm not tired. Just kind of meh today. It's been one of those days. Settling pretty good. I've got a few more tweaks I got to do on it, just because the stuff isn't. I don't know. Something just didn't lock right on one spot, and I had to fix another spot the other day. It was bugging the hell out of me. So I had to go in there with a screwdriver and pry it to where it needed to be, and now it's sitting right. I just got to fix the other side. I've got one connector that's not sitting right. It's in there, but it's not sitting the way I want it to sit. Aside from that, I went through Wednesday, roasting my butt off in there, by the way. Even with cloudy weather, I was dying and I was sweating buckets. It was probably 85 in that thing, maybe closer to 90, and I had both the door and both roof vents open, and I was roasting in there. But got everything. I got all the sidewalls tightened up, so nothing's bowed out or saggy right now. I just got to fix like one or two of the roof trusses, and then everything's going to be good. No, I'm not out of it every day. I'm in this nonstop working. I'm going to be doing the same thing next week. Got a couple of concerts next week. I'm going to be at work basically 2 doubles. So Monday and Tuesday, Monday I won't get home until 11. Tuesday I won't get home until like 11. Wednesday I'm off, but I got to go schedule an appointment to get my truck taken care of. Past due on an appointment for like 3 weeks, almost to a month now. That's how busy I am. Yeah, but I get notifications for, hey, come and take care of this. You're past due, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm kind of busy, so unfortunately that one takes a back seat. Still getting me from point A to point B. But I've just been nonstop busy trying to get everything squared away over here. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. Oh, much better. Like trying to yawn, but not trying to yawn, and I don't know. But let's see, things that are growing over here. I've got My peas decided to take off. That plant is going crazy. I'm always busy sometimes. But let's see. Bell peppers are going absolutely hog wild right now. I've got good amount of bell peppers. I could even harvest them small, and I'd still get about 40 bell peppers. I'm waiting until they get a little bigger. Fortunately, they're not getting a lot of sunlight due to the declination of the giant flashlight in the sky. Plus, it's currently under a tree. So I got a large tree blocking most, like 85% of the sunlight that my plant does get. So they're growing slow. They're growing slow, but they are still growing, which is good. I can get, a couple bell peppers here and there off of it, no problem. Make some salsa if absolutely necessary. I've got tons of jalapenos, tons of Peter peppers. I mean, I'm starting to get all of my parsley is starting to pop up again. So I'll be able to harvest. I'm going to start harvesting that soon. Once I do that, I'll start harvesting my basil. I got tons of that. I'll let that all dry out and start getting a seasoning mix. I was going to get seasoning mix at the beginning, end of last year. I just never got around to it because I just didn't have enough time. I just physically didn't. But should be able to get some this season. Should be able to make a pretty good batch of it. I have, like I said, I've got a ton of rosemary. That whole thing, that whole container is probably about eight ounces of ground up rosemary. I mean, that's a pretty good size container. That's a chili container. And that's, shit, I'd probably say 95% full, 92%. Smells amazing, though. Like, absolutely smells amazing. I can smell it through the container. This is what it looks like inside the container. It's not 100% chopped super fine, but it's good enough. It smells so damn good. That is my giant container of rosemary. Giant container of rosemary. That's probably $40 at a store, maybe. Well, if you buy the like McCormick's ones, those little tins are expensive. And all I did was I just used my little coffee grinder. Shoved them in there, ground it up, put it in a container. I just kept doing it. I had a huge bucket full of that stuff at one point. All of the stuff that I trimmed off my other rosemary bush, with all of that I have down there, I just decided that I wasn't going to keep any of it. So I just kind of tossed most of it in the compost bin. But the one section that did try to grow, that had like a 1 inch long, it was like 2.5 inch long root. I stuck that in another planter. So hopefully, if all goes well, I can propagate that one or clone it. Hopefully clone it and get a second rosemary plant. Since it only took me one season to get the other one just almost as big as the first one, I should be able to do it. I think I can do it just as quick. Because this rosemary plant, as of next summer, will be on season 2. That'll be its second season with me. Yeah, Rob, you'll have a problem with that when it comes to certain numbers. You'll get your numbers, but sometimes you'll sit at the same number for like a month. And sorry, it took me a second. I didn't even see that comment before. I was paying attention, but not paying attention. So apologies. But yeah. So hopefully with the new greenhouse setup, I can start gardening a little bit more with some better effects once I get it settled and situated in its final resting place, temporary final resting place. I will be able to get all my shelving in there that I want. I'm not going to do a lot of shelving. I just need a little bit of shelving so I can stack certain things vertically. I do want to grow vertically in there while I can, so things like peas or lettuce, stuff like that, cold weather stuff, or cold weather crops, or sorry, cool weather crops. I can grow those in the greenhouse as long as I have the door open. I think if I throw the doors and the vent open and throw at least a fan or something in there, I can keep the temperature moderated, managed, hopefully around 70 to 80 degrees. Evening, Colin, how's it going? But we'll see. I got a lot of work to do. I got a season to figure it out. So essentially, once Halloween is over, I can start working on disassembling my main compost bin, and then getting everything squared away for what has to be done for the greenhouse. Don't know if I want to do wood. I know wood's a terrible insulator, but I think that might be it might just be the cheaper route for me. Plus, that's semi-temporary. So even if there's a chance that I make enough money somehow off of some of my stuff to buy my own property and move, I can take the greenhouse with me and I can just start all over there. Although if I do that, that is an 8x12. I might do a solid, like deep greenhouse with an actual solid foundation framework. I might go 3 feet if I can get property that'll allow me to go 3 feet. Though, to be honest, really don't need to go more than 2 feet. Because even at 2 feet, I'm looking at a peak height of that roof is like 9 feet, 10 feet. Because I can stand in it and I can actually touch the roof. I can hang off of the rafter supports if I wanted to. Not going to because I don't want to destroy my greenhouse. Pretty sure it's not exactly designed to hold up 220 pounds. But I figure if I get a new location, happen to get a new location, I can do about probably 2 foot. I'll just do block wall footers and then set it on the block wall. Or might just do a solid concrete retainer wall all the way around, or footer, and then work from there and just make a set of stairs down to the bottom. And then I'll be good to go from there at that point. I'll have plenty of room to do whatever I want in there. I can line sides. I can put like 4 or 5 planters in there, 2 along each side, 1 along the back side. Shelving if necessary. I can throw pavers down there so I don't have to worry about my floor sinking in or whatnot. And I'll most likely fill it in with gravel or mulch, like heavy mulch. But, that is for another time. It's not exactly what I can do right now. This is just wishful thinking on my part. But I'm really, really hoping. Damn it! Really hoping and really looking forward to the extreme possibility of harvesting saffron. I might end up hoarding it for a while before I'm able to sell it, assuming I can figure out a way to sell it. Hey, fuck you, Blake. Good to see you, brother. Back from Banjo Country. Gonna make sure his back door's not been stretched. So Blake, you back from you back from Banjo Country? Banjo and mouth harps. So by the way, you stink bean. I finally ran out of these damn things. I don't have any more. At least I don't think I do. This might have been my last bag. So I told you this shit would last me till October. And there is Obstacle, aka Dano. How's it going? I might have to dig through my pile of crap on the other side of this just to see if I don't have another bag of those minis. But I believe that was my last bag. Oh, you bastard camera. So he is back from Banjo Country. However, on the other hand, I may have run out of those, but I still got like a butt ton of these things. I have so many bags left. Gotta love Easter and their Easter candy, especially when that crap goes on sale. I grabbed almost an entire bag of that. I grabbed like 10 bags because they were selling them for like $1.50 each. So I basically just walked by the cart, reached in, grabbed a handful, and walked to the counter. I think I walked out with like 8 of them. Oh my God, I don't know why I'm so tired. Ugh. Man, I ate. I had sugar. And I ate a whole bunch of robin's eggs, so you'd think I'd be awake. One's essentially a malted milk ball, and the other one's a giant M&M. So the robin's eggs are malted milk balls, and the minis, the Cadbury minis, are essentially just a giant M&M. That's the easiest explanation and definition I can give that everybody will understand. Robin's eggs are malted milk balls. Cadbury eggs, giant M&M. Now, you know what I really wish is that they would actually do them Cadbury eggs with nuts, but some people can't eat those. That's why you don't go on opening weekend or closing weekend. I've never gone to the Ren Fair in Colorado on opening or closing weekend because everybody goes on opening weekend because they're like, oh, just open, and then everybody goes on closing weekend because they're like, oh no, we're gonna have to wait until next year to do this. Let's go get the last weekend in. I go the weekend between. It's not as bad. I can only eat like so many M&Ms at once, and then I get sick of eating M&Ms. And for $15 for like a 3 pounds, like 3 pounds of chocolate for $15. 1 pound, yeah, almost 2 pounds of these little chocolates, and they were like 15 bucks a bag. And plus, those are way better anyway. Wow, they ran out of turkey legs and beer. That is a new one on me. I've never seen the Ren Fair run out of turkey legs. Ooh, Ian went. Nice. I thought he was planning on going anyway because you were talking about that on Thursday about getting his costume all squared away. Ooh, I guess I did not clean that as well as I thought I did. Oh well. But man, I do miss the dead honest, I miss the Larkspur Ren Fair. Humongous Ren Fair. That boy, I'm gonna say this out of niceties, again because I've met him. That was the dumbest decision his ass could have made. Like, let's decide to go out in the sun dressed all in black. Like, bruh, did you expect it to be like snowing? That boy needs to learn to wear other colors, especially when he's going to be out in the sun all day long. I know, right? Yeah, that's exactly. Going to Ren Fest and not having a turkey leg and a beer. I usually always get the pretzels. I mean, if you're going to get beer, you got to get a beer sponge. But what do they got the beer sponges at now? Like $10 a piece, $12 a piece? So I think the last time I was there, they were like $7 or $8 for a beer sponge. Rob. Yeah, but Cecilia, are you out in the sun for 12 hours a day? Oh, I lost 2 people. Oh, sad day for me. I'm not talking about beer. Yeah, this is the other thing with the Larkspur Ren Fair. You can actually get lost in that place. It's like so confusing where half the vendors are. So yeah, see, exactly. Ian was outside all day long in black in the sun, and I'm pretty sure it was a nice clear day. He was baking. Bacon. I'm gonna be right back. You're not gonna get sunburned if you're wearing a cloak. He's got to get out in the sun more often. He's going to turn into powder. It's ironic that you say that, Obstacle, because I did go one year and I ran across 3 stormtroopers. Like, I shit you not. I legit ran across one of your 3 stormtroopers. Oh, that's funny. You saw a Mandalorian. Now, there is a couple of Renaissance fairs I would like to visit at specific times, but I got to see what the scheduling is for a certain person. I don't necessarily know them, but it would be kind of fun to meet them because they have a really cool dragon costume that they always run around in. And I just want to get a picture. Because it'd be cool. Things making weird noises. Sometimes you do see those at Ren fairs. Were they in full costume or were they partial costume? Because I can guarantee if they're in full costume, they're going to have one handler and he's going to be walking around with 2 fans and a lot of water. Ah, Molly! Okay, partial. So probably just head, tail, feet, or head, paws, and tail. Yeah, that one, Rob. I hate you. I agree with you on that one. That would be the freaking bee's knees for a takeaway place, Indian takeaway. Ah, my foot's killing me. I'd be dying. Let's see, what would be in Iowa? That would be. I don't know any of them in Iowa. Oh, today is Jason's birthday. Ooh. Nice. So that's the problem with content creators. They start doing stuff, and everything has to get foobarred and tweaked and blah 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 because they get annoying and irritating and so self-centered and thinks everything revolves around them just because they got a couple of thousand followers or a million followers. Technically, in his case, that would be Free Willy. Nice. Keep those rattle cans when they're empty because those are free marbles. They're either free marbles or free ball bearings. If you've got a really, really old can of WD-40, it's a ball bearing. But I think most of the stuff nowadays, they just use glass beads or AKA marbles. But keep your can, cut it open, save the marble. You told him when you were going to be there. You specifically gave him a time, and you said, "I'll be there around this time." That they do. It's like I said, $6 a can for spray paint, but you get a free marble. If you're good with it, you get a free dinner. That's too early. That's way too early. Now I've gone to the Renaissance Fair and walked around those things from like almost opening to damn near when they force everybody to leave. Yeah, but don't they kick you out at a certain time though, like 6, because the sunlight starts to disappear, and it kind of where they usually place those things is the terrain is pretty treacherous for those who are not stable in the legs. Man, I can understand Jenny. If Jenny was like, we need to go, you go. Man, if I swear, if I took Ian to the Larkspur Renaissance Fair, I don't care what he says, we ain't leaving until they kick us out. Because that place, I like going there. It's fun. And I just love the tomato heckler guy. Those dudes are hilarious. Because most people can't throw for squats. And he just, or well, the various person they have there, they usually have shifts. There's usually like 3 of them. But yeah, those tomato heckler guys, or the tomato dudes you got to throw the tomatoes at, they are spot on. I think my dragon is on. Push the button just in case. I don't know if they did an extra after-hour show at our location. I just know that usually after like 6 o'clock they start ushering everybody out. So like all the actors and everybody, all the vendors can at least eat something. Because most of those people they sit at their booths all day long and they don't get a chance to go anywhere. So I think what it is after hours they allow the vendors to walk around a little bit, get some food, maybe go to their private domicile in the back area in the back 40. I've never bought chopsticks at a Renaissance fair. Long as that's not the one, that ring is not the one ring to rule them all. And that book better have not been the Necronomicon. How dare you blink at me? That duck moved. It's a good thing I know that word is crochet, not something entirely different. But yes, yes. I don't know. I could not. Okay, gotcha. I think I know what you're talking about. That is surprisingly one of the weird things at Renaissance Fair is there's usually a couple of booths that just sit there, just chill people just knitting stuff randomly, mittens, shawls, hats. They go through hats like crazy. But they'll knit a hat in 20, 30 minutes. They just plow through and go. Ooh, I wish you luck on that one. Hey, make sure those loins have been cleaned before you decide to partake in the festivities. Because you don't know where those loins have been or what have been in those loins. Could have been a moose, could have been a buck, could have been a horse, could have been a goat. Nice. Rob needs a ridiculously tall wizard hat. Colin, you're no goats or moose. I don't think you're understanding what I was talking about. So you want a really tall sorting hat, or sorry, that would be storage hat. Unfortunately, yes, every once in a while you will see a satyr at a Renaissance fair. Not uncommon, but very rare. Because, why not have a satyr at a I mean, it makes sense. If you get phased, you might as well have a satyr. I saw a minotaur one time too. Nice. So Rob wants a really tall, pointy wizard hat, and then he wants basically a cloak for his face, so nobody can see his wrongdoings. Stilted platforms can be made. They do have to be strapped down to the shins, like around the shins, like the lower leg. There are tutorials on how to make fawn hooves. They're more complicated than they look. It's possible that she modified a set of stilettos, but most likely she was walking flat, and it just looked the way the stilts are the setup are. Drywall stilts do work for certain costumes, but not when you're trying to do like the aspect of like a horse's foot. Crackhead gave a. But yeah, they use a lot of the drywall roofer stilts for like the clowns. When you see those really tall clowns, that's usually what they're wearing. But the only problem is once when you're 6, 7 feet up off the ground, getting down is an absolute pain in the butt. Everybody's still listening. That's good. We're about to hit the second portion anyway, so I'm going to go get the beverage thingies. I'm going to make sure I actually have every beverage thingies. Because if not, I might just be drinking one. November 1st, I get too much stuff. I got one left here. Score. I do. I got like 7 cloves in there. All right, sad to say, this is going to be a short run on these tonight. I only have one Red Bull. Well, I have one normal Red Bull, and then I have the 8-ounce watermelon one. I thought I had 2. There we go. All right, squared away, I think. So we're going to get this party started. The glass is warm because I was playing with it. Just kidding. Just kidding. I don't know how we went from greenhouse gardening to Renaissance Fair, but that's where we went. Yeah, you always see some weird shit at Burning Man. Never gone to Burning Man myself, but I've seen pictures and after images of stuff over there. Yeah, people are strange at Burning Man. They're also a bunch of dirty slobs. Because after every Burning Man I've ever seen or heard reports from, everybody and their grandma just leaves all their crap out there. So then the city's got to go over there, dump trucks and trash trucks and forklifts and front end loaders picking everything up. And now my camera decided to be blurry. Rob, does it have to be early hours every Sunday morning, or can it just be any town in the UK at any given moment? Because you guys have a horrible problem with the canisters. You know exactly which canisters I'm talking about. I got an acquaintance from the UK who does magnet fishing, and they go to the canals all the time and just pull up buckets worth of used canisters. My Red Bull was flat. What? It was like no bubbles. That is, I'm disappointed in that. Yeah, the volunteers, but those volunteers will be there for like a week cleaning up after all of that stuff. I'm trying. Well, as long as you had a blast calling, that's all that really matters. Haven't gone to a Renaissance fair in a while, so I know I'd have a blast even going just normal clothing. Although I have gone a few times with some of my acquired stage play stuff. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not driving that far or flying that far just to go for a Renaissance fair weekend. I can drive up to Denver in 7 hours. Stay at a hotel, drive an hour and 20 minutes to get to where I need to go, and do the same thing backwards. Hell, for that matter, I can drive up, stay overnight somewhere in a parking lot, go to the Ren Fair. After the Ren Fair is over, drive back home. I didn't pose on obstacle, but that's shit. That's like a 2.5, that's a 3-hour drive almost from where he's at to the Ren Fair. Despite that being all highway. That's what is it? It's about 2.5 hours from your spot, right? Their obstacle to hit the Ren Fair in Larkspur. I was talking about it. Damn, oh shit, 45 minutes from your area? Damn. I guess maybe it seems longer than that because I used to live in Thornton. So driving from there to Larkspur is that's a good drive. We've on and off we've talked about going to like a Colorado Ren Fair or any other Ren Fair. There's a few I'd like to visit, just because they got some really cool stuff at those ones that you don't get to see. You know, every Ren Fair is going to have something different. They're going to have a lot of similarities, but they're going to have like key things that are like a staple for that particular Renaissance fair. And that's the kind of stuff I want to go to. Like I have a local one here that's in September, but that one runs for like 2 weekends. And from what I heard this year, it was packed. And it's not even a huge one. Again, that's why I don't go in certain. I go specific days. Like I'll go on like a Saturday or whatnot, or like even a Sunday, because the Sunday is a fairly short day. But because everybody's got a little work in the morning, a lot of people don't stay for more than a couple of hours. But I've been only once. I think I've been stuck in the traffic line. It took an additional 30 minutes to drive into the lot because the traffic was backed up that far. But they let people into that lot. I mean, obviously you've been there, Obstacle. That parking lot is massive. Like, absolutely massive. Because they've got the main parking structure, or the main parking area. Then they've got overflow north, and then they've got the overflow south. And that overflow south parking lot is huge. Because I think that parking lot's like 50 acres combined. All three parking lots, like 50 acres. Massive parking structure, a massive parking area. And welcome back, Jason. Also, happy birthday. I was not aware that today was your release date from the prison of the womb. So, happy birthday. Cheers to you, my friend. I hope you're having a wonderful 51st birthday. Or is it your 75th? I'm giving Jason some flack. Because Jason finally came back. Molly gave us the information because somebody was MIA. I think Jason's 51. I don't know. I always forget ages. Yeah, 30-inch waist, maybe, like me. Rob. Because I know Dano's only a couple of years older than I am. And I do mean a couple of years old. A couple of years older than me. Yeah, 32 inseam. Yeah, you got a 32-inch inseam. That's where your 32 is coming from. That's the inseam. From the floor to the crotch. Oh, damn, that's a birth. Is that a clown tent? Molly's saying happy birthday, clown. Oh no, that's a circus tent. Circus people. Yeah, we're a bunch of circus people. That's for damn sure. I will have you all know my eggplant are freaking going absolutely holistically crazy. I have some really good eggplants this season. Don't know why. I think it's just because where I planted them. But yeah, I've got. It's weird too because the first year I grew eggplants, the plant itself had spikes on it, and I've grown the same eggplants from the same seeds. This year they don't have spikes. Afro circus, not Afro circus, not Afro circus, Afro circus, Afro circus. I'll ever see Maury doing that. I can't. Stupid Chris Rock. Oh, you cannot get rid of cat mint. That stuff is just as bad as actual mint. Yeah, yeah, that is definitely that song is definitely an earworm. There, to be honest, there's not really anything you can do with cat mint. It's just there for the cats. That's why it's called cat mint. I don't believe it's consumable to humans, but cats, they roll in it. It's like catnip for them. Oh, it'll be in a small pot, and then it'll be huge. Every year I have patches of that stuff growing in random pots, and I'll just cut out a square of it, stick it in another pot, and by the end of the season, it's taken over the whole pot. The cats won't actually eat it. They just like rolling around in it. It's similar in nature to like catnip. It's like the third cousin removed from like catnip. So it just more or less calms them down. But they like to sit in it and they'll roll around in it. But it's not like catnip where cats go nuts once you give it to them. You can chop it, but I only do that at the beginning of spring. So I wait till it dies back and then I just cut off all the dead branches. Cat mint, mint. Catnip makes cats go psycho. Catnip just they'll just like to roll around in it. It won't be next year. You'll have to upgrade that to a different pot. Like I said, I started off with one pot. Within 2 seasons, I had 7 pots. Yeah, medicinal herb for cats. And now I think I'm down to 0 pots of cat mint. I have been trying to get rid of that stuff for years. And the only reason why, before, it wasn't a problem because I didn't have anything else on the property other than whatever we had in the backyard for plants. I was fine with the cats being in there. They didn't bother anything. But now I have apple trees, all of my stuff up front. So every time I see patches of catmint popping up, I just yank it out of the ground right away because I do not want that stuff growing in the yard anymore. They do produce some really nice purple flowers, similar to that of like lavender. Well, I get purple flowers on mine. You might get a different variegated species or whatnot, so you might get yellow flowers, you might get blue ones. Mine, just where I'm at, are purple. Yeah, I feel like half of that drops wasn't used as a remedy. I feel like because of back in the day, they just started giving everybody everything randomly under the sun. Half of those symptoms came from what they were given, in my opinion. I can't back this physically or medically because I'm not a medical expert. Then I can't go back to the 1500s to figure out what the hell these people did. But yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of that stuff was a symptom of having what they had. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, thyme and oregano are in the same same species or same what is that, plant branch? The hell, forgot the name of the word I'm looking for. Spectrum, I guess. Tree branch, but yeah. There's a lot of things in the nightshade family, unfortunately. Technically, tomatoes are in there too. You can eat a tomato, but you can't eat the stems. Because if you eat the plant, you'll get sick as a dog. Yet, for some reason, mint, you can eat both the stem and the leaves. Which is really strange. But then again, not a lot of people just sit there and just eat the mint plant itself. You'll either A, strip the leaves off there, let them dry out, use them for teas, or you'll grind them for tincture, which I feel, in my opinion, grinding on a grindstone or a matata for a wet plant would be kind of useless because I feel like you'd just be grinding. I mean, I understand how matata works. We have multiples of them at the house. I live in a Hispanic area. Those things are all over the place. But to season a matate is a chore and a half. Most of the modern ones, all done with machinery. But to truly get one seasoned and smoothed out takes weeks. And you're sitting there using both grains and sand. And that is how you get both the mortar and pestle to where you need it, to where it's almost as smooth as cast iron. And I have sat there and tried to work on one of those, and good Lord, I sat there for, I think, 4 days I worked on one, and I got bored and I got tired. It takes forever. Because you start off with sand. And the sand will grind down most of the big stuff. Then you got to wash it out. And yes, you do have to physically wash it out. You cannot just leave all that stuff in there and start the next base layer of grinding. Otherwise, you will basically be eating sand for weeks. Yeah, metal shavings. It's just iron in the diet. Your body needs it anyway. That's why we eat meat, not vegetables. You ain't getting no iron from a vegetable. I mean, if you decided to eat an ironwood tree, you might get some iron from that, but yeah, that may or may not make you sick as hell. But yeah. Damn, this thing kicked in quick. How does a pea have iron in it? It's a vegetable. I've never been able to stick a pea to a magnet. I've got peas right here. Actually, I'll just pull these off right here. And I got a bunch of little neodymium magnets. And they're not even moving. Look, they're not doing squat. No thanks. I'd much rather be cursed than blessed. Similar to that of a chainmail letter. Those were always fun. Ugh. Technically, I can eat a leek because that's technically an onion. And red cabbage, that's the stuff that they use for mostly they use like in coleslaw. That I can eat because technically it's salad. So on that list there, Rob, the only thing I won't eat is kale, even though I know kale is technically salad. But yeah, I'm not a big veggie person. That's why you guys never see me eat veggies. But then again, I rarely eat a salad unless I'm at a restaurant. In which case, I don't even bother to ask where the salad came from or what touched the salad. I just eat the salad and figure, if I didn't die eating the salad after dinner, kudos to me. Damn, that time's going by quick today. Shit. I should probably try growing leeks. Because, I mean, again, a leek is nothing but a long stem onion. That's really all it is. Oh, yeah, no. Cooked kale is nasty. Same with spinach. Oh, sorry, my eyes are tweaking on me right now. Are you done? Okay, now it looks like I got punched in the eye. I'm also probably... Oh, yeah. Figured as much. No, prune juice is toilet paper for your colon. Oh, if you ever want to clear yourself out, prune juice and raisins and coffee. Your insides will be cleaner than a window. Fresh off the press. I forgot what time it was. I was going to do this earlier. Got a very short window. If anybody wants to pop up. What if I can ban myself from my own live stream? I don't know if that's Rob on the road or Rob on the road or Rob in the office or Rob at
No, I'm in the office.
So that's Rob. Oh, and then there's Jason the headhunter.
There's Captain Bus Pass. Now he is off that age.
Close the window.
3, 6, 9, 12. Dilly comment.
So, Jason, seeing as it's your happy birthday and all those frivolities, do you now have to have all of your food pureed?
No.
Now you are off the age.
No, I'm not back in the baby food yet.
He's got a few more years before he's on 3 legs.
It's like a regular tripod.
When does a subscription to Depends start?
It depends.
I'll check with Molly.
Next thing
How
you know,
are
they're
you
both going to
keeping?
get a subscription to Southern Living. I mean, technically, he can get a subscription to Southern Living. They do technically live in the South.
Yeah.
This is true.
We don't live in the South. We live in Texas.
Yeah, we don't live in the South. We live in Texas.
That's the South.
No, the South doesn't start for 30 miles to the east of us.
So there's
Funny.
there's the East Coast, the West Coast, the Midwest, the West, the South, and Texas.
In Texas.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Texas to try to secede from the U.S. and be their own country. You know when that happens, y'all are going to get invaded. Well, most people are going to try. A lot of them are going to fail, but you will get invaded at some point.
Yeah.
I have met quite a few people from Texas. A lot of them are going to struggle to secede from their shoes. Forget the rest of the Union.
Let's see. Some will come in, and some of them will be kicked out.
I'm going to stay over here on my side of the line, not bother with it. Bring your passport if you can into Arkansas. I will do my utmost best to avoid Arkansas.
Just on principle or spiritually?
It's not that bad. They got some pretty areas.
So does Montana, but those areas are pretty
True.
flat.
It's true.
Baghdad's got some pretty areas. Wouldn't recommend visiting.
Yeah. Well, see, where we stayed at in Arkansas was absolutely beautiful.
Well, I found out this will appeal to you,
We
Jason.
went to the city, exactly.
Found out today that in Wales we've accidentally kept a warship and forgotten about it
What, a
from
warship?
the war. It's just up a river that's been forgotten about.
So it's just been docked over there, just chilling and just collecting
Rotting
seashells.
away. Just rotting away. Some guy took it a scrap back in the war, clearly passed, and it's just there.
Jesus, that is hilarious.
So me and a friend are going to go and paddle down to not go on it, because that would be naughty and dangerous.
Like that's ever stopped urbexers before.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I mean, you're up there, so I'm pretty sure you know who IKS is.
Do you know about the one who had himself a whoopsie the other day?
You know, they've had many whoopsies on that channel.
Oh no! One of them had a whoopsie from the top of a cooling stack. Yeah, that was a one-time whoopsie.
Yeah, well,
I have no clue about that.
no, the channel name is IKS Explorers, and they do a lot of urbexing around the UK, old military bases and places you're technically not supposed to be at, but they go anyway. I don't know how they haven't been arrested by the UK government.
the reason for that is most UK military bases that are no longer active are TV sets and open to the public.
Yeah, but a lot of them are still
So
technically
with careful
sealed.
filming, it looks like you're exploring.
Yeah, well, they've been in a few
Unfortunately,
that looked like they were just straight abandoned.
well,
Still had
the UK
supplies in
is
them.
the UK is one of the major locations for war movie filming.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we ain't got
So
shit
yeah,
like that in the U.S.
like 95% of everything people are urbexing over here that isn't technically an actual building is some sort of TV or sound set.
Like one of the mountains. Like there was one. I think it was a big old set. It looked like a giant mountain, and the guy walked in between, like back behind it, and it was just this like 120-foot tall wooden structure,
Hmm.
completely hollow on the inside, but looked like a mountain on the outside.
Well, the famous one
Absolutely
is I
nothing
don't know
inside
what
of it.
keeps. There's one that keeps coming up. It looks like a bunch of abandoned jet fighters. And it was, it's an abandonment, but there's no such thing in the UK. And the reason you always get the same angle of a jet fighter is because behind you is a cafe, a gift shop, a public highway.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, unfortunately,
it's
yeah, most
strategic filming locations to make it look really, really
urbexing in the
expensive.
UK is fake. Sadly, there is some good stuff out there. Don't get me wrong, and there's some guys who really go and actually find devilic stuff: factories, mines, smelting plants.
RAF bases, or sorry,
Yes, those.
RAF stations.
But a lot of it is, yeah, it's complete horsewash.
I don't know. I've always thought it would be kind of fun if I had the money to actually purchase one of the RAF stations out there and have that thing completely rebuilt.
Oh, you can buy them.
Yeah, but I don't have the money to buy those damn things. Them suckers are expensive.
Let alone revamp it.
Do you know the funny thing is
Yeah.
you're not paying for the buildings, you're paying for the land in the UK.
Yeah, when the building comes with the land.
Yeah.
But the problem
You
is
get-
with those RAF bases, you have to dig the damn thing out to make sure it's still structurally sound.
well,
to
it's
rebuild a lot of
asbestos
it.
central.
Sorry, Colin, you missed out.
You had a 10-second window. Actually, I gave like 15 seconds. All right, this is the last time this link is going up.
Can we please ring the shame bell for Colin?
Right. I was
Ding-a-ling,
wondering why you hadn't popped up on it.
ding-a-ling.
Shame.
I've seen a few people who actually own the land around the RAF bases, and they've completely dug the RAF base out and then just straight rebuilt the entire thing.
There's a couple we use for
Kill a link.
airsofting and stuff in the UK, which is pretty
Sorry, Don.
cool.
Okay.
But yeah, generally speaking, if you've got the cash, just buy it.
Well, that's the problem, though. In order to get, I mean, a lot of those RAF bases are they're on in incorporated land or on property that people already own, and they're not going to just up and sell it because they're like, I've got a piece of history on this land. Unless you give me this amount of money, you're not getting jack squat.
Well, you tend to find a lot of them have become victims of sticky-fingered farmers who've acquired ground that's been left alone.
Yeah, well, they can. It's you guys probably have a similar law like we have up here. It's
After 7 years, you
farm
own it. 7 years without contestation, it becomes your property, and farmers know the exact date they acquire stuff.
We've got a similar situation down here, but you only have to be on the property and for like 365 days with proof that you've been there for that 365 days. And by legal rights, depending on the state you're in, that property now becomes yours.
Sort of like homesteading laws, but not quite.
It's not. I think it's like squatters' rights, but you have to nobody has to. There has to be no contest to it. So nobody can contest you're there or whatnot. You just basically have to have proof that you've been there from this day to this day.
Like Jan 1 through December 31st sort of thing.
By legal ramifications, the state or the city can actually title the property under your name. The only thing you have to start doing is paying property tax.
Yeah. Oh,
But
that's
a lot of people
interesting.
taking advantage of that kind of stuff, especially the people like say there's people who are living in nursing homes, but they have a property,
Yeah.
and they get people, convincing people to, we'll take care of you if you sign this paper.
So
Yeah.
it's basically like squatters' rights.
Yeah, but the problem is with that paperwork says we're sticking you in a nursing home, and if you're not on your property for more than 6 months, we legally own it.
Yeah.
That's
I think my
basically
favourite
When you
one.
get to a certain age, nobody pays attention.
Then they end up
to
selling their property and everything else on it and leaving
Yeah.
them in the nursing home.
That happens.
With
Yeah.
nothing but a lot of bills.
I think my favourite funny one is in the UK, building regulations and planning permission. It's a nightmare. However, there's a weird statute where if you can prepare, build, and inhabit the docile within sun up to sundown, they cannot ask you to remove it.
How can you do that in one day?
Prefabbed housing.
That makes sense.
You can get some pretty stylish prefabs.
Yeah, I've
All
seen
you
the
gotta do
ones
is
they
go
have
to
on
Home Depot
this-
and buy one of them shitty tough sheds and throw that on the property.
Yeah, but that's it. Then that is your house. You can't then build anything else.
Oh.
Whatever you build must be done within that daylight window.
I've
So you
seen.
imagine-
Sorry.
If you imagine like the old Sears houses, catalogue houses,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that.
They had. I've seen a competition where they built this one with a house with ferro concrete, complete with wiring, plumbing, and everything in 3 hours.
It's astounding,
was
isn't it?
It was a competition, and these guys won it. They were using Pella windows and all this other stuff. They showed it when I was working through Pella windows, and
It's absolutely amazing.
yeah, they had the house completely, and it was completely inspected and everything. It passed inspection. About 3.5 hours, completely done.
So I watched one recently where they had a 300-man crew on site for all the trades, everything you can think of. Sun up to sundown, moved in, decorated the works. Still less expensive than regular building schedule.
Because you didn't have to worry about waiting on inspectors and everything else.
Not even that. Tradesmen work on a daily rate. Doesn't matter how many tradesmen you got if it's only a 1-day rate.
Why bother with a tradesman? Go to Amish country and be like, hey, I'll give you guys all of this if you come help me build this.
Well, the thing is, a lot of them already have licenses to be tradesmen already, Cliff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have to remember your certified your ground crew, your sparky, your plumber, your gusman.
The only thing they don't do is electricity. That's the only one they don't work with.
Over here, all of that is a ticketed occupation, and if it doesn't pass muster, game over.
No, Amish can do everything but the electricity.
That's why you just hire a couple of electricians and be like, well, these guys are doing it. Once they get this half of the building, start running electric.
Well,
The only
everything
problem
set
is
up
with
for it.
that is the fact that you're going to have to run post and beam because you are not going to set a foundation, a concrete foundation, in 24 hours.
No, we use freight containers.
Yeah. So basically like Connex boxes or whatever.
What about
So you
the
take
new ones
like
they have?
take a
Sorry.
shipping container, bury it in the ground. There's your instant foundation. You just pump it full of concrete and let it go off.
No, they got the new ones now that it's basically like foam. It just stacks like Legos.
They're quite clever.
Yeah, but that's for the main. That's not for the foundation. That's for the walls.
They use the buried pillar foundations.
Yeah, like they do
Pillar
with
one, they just-
skyscrapers.
Yeah, they just dig some pillars in there. Yeah, paste it out. Put everything else on top of that. But they're about 3 feet off the ground, and they had the skirting around the bottom for the.
Yeah, but you still got to wait roughly a week for those columns to dry before you can do
No,
it.
they use ferrocrete.
Oh, I would not trust
in
that.
less than a couple
Shit.
hours. It took
Well,
like next
that
to
would be no
nothing.
good in the UK because the ground's way too wet.
Yeah, it's fine if you live in a dry area, but if your water table's like 3 feet, that shit would just disintegrate in about 5 years.
So
If your water table's like the UK.
or I like that would be like a Florida.
Mm.
Florida,
Louisiana.
Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi. You can't put shit in the ground past like
No.
3-4 feet.
I think they did theirs when they did all that stuff was like in Connecticut or something like that.
I mean, it is interesting to see how house building has both evolved and gone backwards in the same measure.
Yep.
Oh, you got those ones now. You can buy a complete house log home that's factory built. They build it in pieces all the way there in the factory. Then you bring it to the site and just snap it together.
Yeah.
Those usually, depending on the size, take anywhere between 24 to 48 hours to build.
Yeah, but 48 hours still is mind-blowingly quick.
Sorry,
yeah,
Doc.
think about it. It's basically you're doing nothing than Lincoln logs. If anybody all of us here should be old enough to remember Lincoln logs.
They still make them, but they're just not as popular anymore. Now they got the things like Connects and things like that.
Over here in the late 70s, we had the boom of council-funded housing, and the best way to describe it is if you imagine row houses without the fronts and the backs, they're all laid flat like dominoes with a chain through the apex, and a massive crane comes along and yanks the chain up, and then the guys come along and staple gun the fronts and the backs on.
Yep.
They built neighborhoods in hours.
Well, that's the thing. Let's try this again. That's the thing with like a lot of the prefab homes. You can find a lot of these prefab homes off of like Amazon will sell a shitload. I believe Temu has a few here and there, if I'm not mistaken.
There's a trustworthy build.
But
actually, doesn't Lowe's and Menards have those prefab homes?
No.
Sears used to.
Sears used to way back in the 80s and 90s, but they discontinued a lot of that because nobody was really buying them for the price.
Well, Sears went out of business too, so it didn't really help.
The Sears houses were nice, but what people didn't realize was you still needed techies to come and wire gas on top of the cost.
If you did not have a foundation set up and ready to go, you were basically thrown under the bus when that thing landed on property. If you do not have a foundation for it, post and beam might be a temporary solution, but you're looking at something that's 2, 3, 5, 6 tons sitting on a piece of wood.
But you have to admit they did look good.
Oh yeah, a lot of those houses did look good, but if you
Very
look at like all that stuff from the old ass Sears catalog, those were like you'd get that little disclaimer on the bottom. You'd have like 100 people on property on site trying to build this damn thing, and they even put like I remember some of the disclaimers was like if you don't have a foundation, this is not going to be good for you.
Yeah, there's a company that does like the prefab cabins, and they just show up on pallets and you put them together.
Yeah.
I'm going to put something in the chat because this will appeal to the older. Where do I do? There we go.
Grace, are you serious?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yours is actually a Sears kit house? That's insane.
Cool. I would love to see the original designs of that. As it came out of the catalog type stuff.
Yeah, is it still under warranty?
No, I don't think it's under warranty anymore.
I'm not sure which of the chats I put it in. It might be the private one. That's the name of a museum, and it may now be the only corrugated tin house in the world.
I've seen a lot of corrugated tin houses.
Wait, Rob, quick question on what you put in private chat. What the hell are you talking about?
That's a link to it's the name of possibly the last remaining corrugated tin house in habitation.
Ah, okay.
It's a pretty awesome place to visit.
Corrugated tin house.
I'm looking at it here.
It looks exactly like
a grain silo.
I've seen those.
It looks like a house. It's just made out of corrugated tin.
No, I've seen those. Mining towns use those all the time back in the day. Here in the States.
Yeah, because corrugated tin, you could buy them 6 foot, 8 foot sheets, like 4 feet wide. They used to be like.
I went to visit it a few years back, and it is a lot cooler than you realise. Quite
Yeah, like I
literally in the
said,
summer.
mining towns used them all the time because there was company towns, and that's what they used to save money.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, no. In the summertime, those
Ooh!
houses they get warm, but 90% of the heat's reflected because it's essentially like a mirrored
It's
surface.
shiny.
But they had the different style windows, though.
Just
that
don't
allowed-
stand on the damn things.
they can cook on the roof.
Yeah, you just gotta worry about a big crab trying to take it going. It's shiny.
Right.
No,
What
but
exactly what Jason's talking about.
they had those special windows that allowed the vented to heat out this top when they opened up instead of just regular like windows we have nowadays, because they did that was before they had the insulated windows, and it would vent the air out the top of the rooms to keep the heat out, so that way keep it cooler.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people most of the time when they did the tin houses, what they did is they paint the outside white
White and red.
because white reflects heat. It doesn't absorb it.
And red looks cool.
The only place
Only
you
on
don't
barns.
want painted is the roof because you do want some heat transference from there to heat kind of subliminally heat the house, but you do not want your entire house to turn into an oven. I've seen a lot of I've spent weeks like watching random silo builds where they take where farmers will literally sell an entire grain silo. Those things are like 40 feet
Mhm.
wide.
The tin ones, not the
Yeah.
metal.
Not the
anyway.
brick ones, but like the corrugated round tin ones. You're looking at a silo that's 40 feet wide or 20 feet wide, and they'll sell you. I mean, depending on how much you want to buy, you can buy 8 rings high, 10 rings high. You can put 3-4 stories on these things. You're essentially buying a grain silo for dirt cheap, and I mean, all you really got to do is patch a couple of holes here and there, and just put the damn thing together little by little, and modify the
Add
inside.
floors.
You can get 3 stories on these things and have a humongous ass house on like 30-foot footprint.
See, we don't have grain silos here. What we do have is water towers, which are they're not like the big ball things like you have. They're big, massive, like they look like gun batteries. 50, 60 foot tall. They convert them into these absolutely amazing houses. You just can't get a mortgage on them.
I like that. That
Why
comment.
not?
Non-standard construction.
Rob, that one's for you. I think that one's actually pretty funny.
Actually, we've had a building boom here in the UK recently. I'm not sure why, because we certainly don't need it. We have a glut of vacant properties.
Drops. That's hilarious.
That's cool, the old jailhouse. We have a friend of mine lives in an old community police house. Very interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
Very interesting house.
Deb said she was gone for a bit. She had a phone call. She'll be gone for a bit.
All right, Deb. Appreciate
See you
the
soon.
random pops in and outs.
Well, yeah, I had to pop out for a while because a couple of phone calls.
Yeah.
So did you get anything
were,
cool for your birthday
here
there,
and then disappeared.
Jason?
What?
Get anything cool for your birthday?
Extra padded cushion.
$50.
Hemorrhoid pillow. Just kidding.
I wasn't going to say it.
Yes, you were.
I'll say it.
I watched your video though, Jason,
thank you.
your shots with that rider.
Yeah, that looked like fun.
I wish you would have had a little bit better view on your shots on the target because I couldn't see him.
Yeah. I didn't realize
I
it
just took-
until after I was done.
Yeah, I couldn't see him hit.
I'm going
at
to try and
all.
do another one tomorrow.
Fucking, I'm get a refill.
You need 2
I
cameras.
thought-
One doing an overall shot of you and the target, and one directly on the target.
I think you did. No, tomorrow will probably be a longer distance.
Well, I enjoyed it. I
Because
thought it was good
mean,
fun.
even with my hearing aids in, and being able to hear things a little bit better, I couldn't even hear you shoot.
Oh, that's a Red Rider. I can hear the BB
Of the day.
going through both layers of the box. Pop, 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 pop.
I couldn't even hear that. It
Yeah.
even hitting the box.
Yeah.
I just saw that you saw random things. You were saying it hit here, it hit here, and I couldn't even see it.
If I can find somewhere to get away with it, I'll try and do one myself.
This is all I've got left for the last beverage, which is a watermelon Red Bull.
I'm thinking about
Is
bringing
that going
out.
to be any good?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about pulling out the QB78 S, which is going to be a 177 with the moderator. I'm going to try and go out about 50, 60 yards across the yard. And I'll have a camera that's going to be up close, and then the camera with me. So
Cool.
you'll probably hear the pellet before it hits, but you won't hear the shot.
Well, I'll see if my local range will allow filming. I know the guy who runs it is a bit odd, so he'd probably say no, but I'll try my luck.
Yeah, this one's going to be kind of a smaller one because I've only got an 8-ounce Red Bull, so I'm not doing the standard full 4 ounces. It's about 3.5 or 3 ounces, just because, like I said, this is a smaller one. And to answer Colin's question, yes, it does taste good. For some reason, when you mix it with this, it tastes similar to like a cherry Jolly Rancher.
I'm not really a big fan of the cherry Jolly Rancher.
Well, thank
I
you
just
again
can't-
there, Deb.
That's just
Can't
what it
stand
tastes like. It tastes
watermelon.
like a cherry Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get 2 CO2 pistols. I'm going to put them head to head.
Won't you end up ruining the barrels if you do that?
Any
No,
particular two?
I found out that Daisy is coming out with a new Red Ryder pistol, CO2 powered. And then I wanted to get the that new Barra 1866 pistol.
Ooh.
Okay, weird question about the Red Ryder. Have you ever put an old Red Ryder versus a new Red Ryder?
No, because I don't
The
have an
compression
old
ratio
Red,
is different.
I don't have an old Red Ryder.
The thing is, I would think that the compression ratios would be way off because of the age. But
Oh no, the new ones would be way better because it has better seals.
Yeah.
Better seals, better
Imagine redoing the seals on an
machining.
old one.
Yeah, the old one would probably have like the old leather seals
Yeah.
compared to the modern day synthetics. Oh yeah, the modern day synthetics are. I'll do that.
The question is, how many of the modern ones can you buy for the cost of an original one?
Probably about 40.
Yeah, exactly.
But what happened if you put the modern seals in an old one? How will it?
It'll work better.
It'll work better. It still won't be as
Exactly
good as the modern one.
They're
Be well,
exactly
Cecilia.
years ago.
See you later, Cecilia.
20, 30 years ago. It's the same, almost exactly the same thing.
It's just a modern one.
Just a little
better
upgraded
quality.
seals. Yeah.
Well, the machining's going to be better quality. Tolerances
stamping.
will be a little
The
tighter.
machining will be better quality, whether or not the material they're using is better quality.
Remember, it's coming from China.
China.
But the new ones weren't Chinese. Were the original ones? I mean, they were American, I think.
Some of the early original ones, yes, were American, but they farmed
That's
that out to
something
China years ago. I mean, probably when I was a kid, they probably farmed it out to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, but you know all those stickers on everything that says "Made in China"?
Made in Korea.
No. The sticker
States?
itself, because always the sticker always or the tag or sticker always lasts longer than the product. It's because that product, the sticker itself, was made in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So you get a Taiwanese sticker that says "Made in China" on products that may or may not have been made in China, but the sticker itself was not.
Mhm.
Now, what happens if you actually had something made in Taiwan?
Well, like I said, the new air gun that's the talk of the rave right now is the one from Penti.
Which is from where?
Yeah, you know, like
That's
the
PENTI, right?
yes, just like the scopes. They
Okay.
came out
But
with
where's
those
it come
a year
from?
ago, and they are doing phenomenal.
Where are they from?
China.
China. Everything is from China.
I mean, dead honest, my flashlights, these guys here, they come from China, and these are probably some of the best damn flashlights you can buy.
Yeah, they make good products.
Yeah, the stigma of Chinese products being inferior is far, far out of date.
Yeah, like about 15 years.
When it comes to certain things, yes, but not all Chinese products are absolute garbage.
Yes.
There's
I don't.
probably, I would
I
say,
like their
maybe
bows.
15% of the stuff coming out of China is trash. Everything else is actually a pretty decent high quality.
Well, I had the chance to take that news and I had the BYD car. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, the Chinese car, for a drive. We've got a problem. China is going to outclass the automotive world before long if they carry on.
Well, yeah.
Japan's
That
going to do the
thing
same
was
thing if you think
luxury
about it.
at working man's
Years ago.
price. It
Well,
was a brilliant car.
Japan will do the same thing because they've got that one little, what is that? That stupid little truck is like a 4-cylinder truck.
Oh, the K cars.
Yes, that's the one, the K truck.
Yeah.
That thing outclasses half the trucks we have, like power-wise, half the shit we got on the market now. You can buy the thing for like $6K.
And they deliver it to you
Yeah, but the
in a
problem
crate.
is a lot of states refuse to acknowledge that that's a truck and tell you that if you order it and drive it on the street, you will get ticketed, arrested, and have your vehicle impounded.
Yeah.
But there are
What's the reasoning?
some states that are actually like, no, it's still a vehicle. It's no different than like a smart car.
Yeah.
So all they're doing is they're like, yeah, they can drive that over here. We'll just tax them the same way we do every other vehicle.
It's basically it's the same size as the new VW Beetle with a
Yeah.
700-pound weight limit.
It's
Cargo
like
capacity.
a
It's brilliant.
Jeep. It's
Have you
just
seen the guy who's
flatbed
turned one into a camper?
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely genius.
Well, see, the problem is that our government is not getting part of that pie.
Yeah, that's the truth of the matter.
They'd get part of the pie if they would just tax them on it.
Exactly.
But they don't. They're like, oh no, we don't recognize that as a vehicle over here in the U.S.
No,
It's
no.
not.
Not saying that they're not getting a piece of the pie. They don't own
The
a
piece
pie.
of the pie. Yes.
Yeah, they don't over tin the pie was cooked
They're
in.
not getting a kickback from it.
Yeah.
for everyone sold or built.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what gets me is they all come 4x4 as standard.
Yeah. Well, they're not fast. It's just a small urban utility
Well,
vehicle.
They'll do 50 miles an hour. They seat two people, like 4x4, and you can uprate the suspension for about $100.
And I tell you what, in most urban city streets, you're not going past 45 miles an hour.
Yeah, unless you're on a highway, all you're really doing is essentially driving a slightly more luxury version of a quad.
Even on a highway, doing
Both of us
50s
are on
plenty.
side-by-sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not highway approved. That's the only thing.
I'd buy,
If you
honestly,
think
if I lived on a huge acreage, I'd buy like 3 or 4 of them damn things and just be like, all right, you guys can drive these around willy-nilly all you want.
And you know what? You stamp on their farm truck.
But Jason, just
Exactly.
think, if you were doing pest control in a town or something, it's the ideal vehicle. Small, cheap to run, loads of cargo space.
I mean, I don't see why
And the
golf
damn
courses.
thing's only like 4.5 feet wide, 5 feet wide
Yeah.
at best. They're narrow as hell.
Those would be great for golf course maintenance vehicles.
Yeah.
Yes.
University places, anything like that. Small road networks.
Yeah.
Imagine how easy it would be to convert one of those to an electric vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be
I mean, we're quite lucky. We are quite
I'm
lucky.
sorry, I
over here.
would
We
not.
get a
I'm not.
quite-
I'm never going to buy an electric vehicle.
Oh, I would.
I would.
I would not touch one. I would burn it first.
The three of us, the only vehicles we would get that's electric would be a golf cart.
Exactly.
No, you would get a one-wheel, Cliff.
Oh, hell no.
I would. Do you know what?
No,
When I
you
was
would
in
hook
the
it up.
States,
You probably set the little adapter thing. You can make it look like something else.
I've always said I would
Wheelchair?
never get a hybrid until I had to borrow someone's F-150 hybrid. That changed my mind.
I would not buy an F-150 hybrid.
I was blown away by the quality of it. Having had an F-150, which required more zip ties than man should ever know.
Well, yeah, obviously, first off, your biggest problem is the fact that it's a Ford.
Ford. Yes.
Flip over.
Hey, there's
read
nothing wrong with
directions.
Fords.
No, as long as you adhere to the motto, fix or repair daily.
No, you flip over, read directions, you'll be fine.
Yep.
Ha 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 ha.
Fords are for people who can't afford Hot Wheels.
I grew up with Fords. Please don't knock them.
Oh,
So
I
did
will
I.
knock Fords. I've grown up around Fords too, and almost every one we've had has had a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the original Fords back in the 70s are still good trucks. The
Yeah,
newer
like that.
ones, are
I will
not
admit
as good.
the Mustangs and say like your Model Ts, like those old school, like 20 horsepower trucks. Yes, the
My
shit
dad
they
had a
started
Ford
making after
F100
the
from
90s.
1970. My
But this way,
dad's 1970 Ford F100. That thing was a tank, and it
as soon
never
as
had
they
any
started
problems.
putting emissions in every vehicle, they all started having issues.
No, as soon as they put a freaking computer in every one of them,
Yeah,
they
emission
had a
control.
freaking
Yep.
because they everything they put the electric carburetors, everything went downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of went off of mechanical, they went to electronic. Everything went downhill.
Yeah. And the other thing that really screws up the vehicles is when they started putting alcohol in the fuel.
Yes.
Yep.
Put the lead
Yep.
back in.
Well, no, you don't
No,
need
no,
to.
you can still go with unleaded, but you just don't have. Because that's not good for your vehicle or the car, anything else.
Man, just throw a
But
freaking pint of whiskey and then your shit's good to go.
I've done that in a
You're
Porsche
leaded.
before. I've done that in a Porsche. I don't recommend it.
Well,
doing,
they
like-
didn't need to put, once they came out with the, I'm sorry to say this, the electronic advanced firing system in the vehicles, you don't need the lead anymore because all it did was got rid of the knocking of the engine. That's all the lead was there was to get rid of the knock in the engine.
And to keep Johnny Polar Bear in his place.
Yes.
Now, that'd be even on a straight 6. That's a long engine.
Oh, yeah.
Long engine.
Ford had that 305 straight 6 engine.
Yep.
And that thing was a tank.
You see, over here, Ford, when they were at their best, made race cars. Boy, did we make race cars.
Until Shelby Cobra came along.
Well, so we had the BTCC and the WTC. Ford dominated that through the 80s and most of the 90s. Some of the most iconic rally cars were Fords. And then it all went to pot.
Yeah, nowadays most of the rally cars are either like freaking Nissan.
Nissan Seat.
Nissan or Honda, which is like,
Well, in one movie, it was a Subaru.
Subarus were good rally cars for a while. It gave us the STI.
I mean, four-wheel drive vehicle-wise, a Subaru is actually still pretty damn reliable.
Yeah.
Mm.
Especially when it has a trunk monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No, like I said, they had the Subaru that went from coast to coast back in 80 what? I can't remember. But the Cannonball Run?
Yeah.
Subaru.
Yes.
That was a Subaru in that movie.
Well, my
Was that the one
go-to
with Jackie
car,
Chan?
Yes.
my go-to
And,
car
I don't know
manufacturer
what
will
his
always
name
be
was.
Volvo.
Now, if you can get the older Volvos, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the Volvo P180 holds a record for nearly 4 million miles without a rebuild. That's
I
an
saw this one
impressive.
lady who got her Volkswagen Beetle. She was the original owner, and the company heard about it, and they completely restored her car for her.
Yeah. A lot of
To
companies will
factory
when they see
specs.
those things.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. Like I know Toyota's done it, Subaru's done it, Ford has done it. Very rarely has Ford done it.
Audi did that famous with the Audi was the A5, I think it was, or the R5, the 100,000 no oil change.
This lady, she was like in her 80s, and she still drove the same car she had in high school. that she bought brand new.
Well, Volvo do a thing where if you hit 1,000,000 miles, you get a plaque for the grill. And this guy's got like 3 or 4 of them. And there's not enough grill space left.
Toyota, I know for a fact that Toyota, I think Toyota and Subaru both do it. If you've actually managed to get the original vehicle you own to 1,000,000 miles, they will physically give you a brand new vehicle.
Nissan did it with one, but only on the condition was he had to give the other car back.
Nope.
So they could find out what they did right.
Well, no,
It's
I can
for their
understand
museum.
the full-on trade-off. If your vehicle hits 1,000,000 miles, and they're like, we'll basically trade you for your car for a brand new off-the-line vehicle that's got like maybe 15 miles on it, I'll give them my 1,000,000 miles or whatever. I'm getting a brand new vehicle. If I can get that one to 1,000,000 miles too, essentially, I never have to buy another car.
Yeah.
Well, what's
As long as you
the
do proper
average?
maintenance with it, you shouldn't have to.
The average person drives between 10 and 20,000 miles a year. The average person.
Not really.
I think I
That's
drive
where
less
you're at,
than
not in
that.
the United States. Not where I live.
Well, we in the UK, 15, 20,000 miles a year is nothing.
I think I drive like maybe 18,000 a year. I've had my truck for 3 years and I'm still under 30,000 miles.
Well, I do more than that. But I also travel a lot more than you do.
Well, I
My
travel
average,
8 a day because I come home for lunch.
yeah, I think my average drive time on a daily basis is roughly 30 miles. And those are my work days. On my days off, I think my average is like 12. So Wednesdays and Thursdays, I think I drive maybe 24, 25 miles the entire 2 days. From Friday to Tuesday, my average is, I think, 140 to 150 total.
I think my average week is I probably average 50 miles a week just for work, nothing else. But then I live 2.5, 3 miles from work.
Grace, I'm assuming grocery store and back, which is probably 5 miles away total.
But then my days off, I think nothing of doing 200-300 miles on a day off.
On your days off, Rob, I know full well you just walk around the town filming shit. You might drive to a local car park and then just like walk around the entire day.
Well, I've got to go out to this guy with the Jag. I've got to find out where he is yet in the UK.
Yeah.
That could be a long day.
Or film a trash bin almost floating off in the water because you get a fucking shitload of heavy ass rain.
Do you know what? We haven't had anything like that yet this year. Touch wood.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. Normally, you guys should have already be in your wet season.
I know, right? I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. The only problem is it's playing havoc with the plants.
Yeah.
I had a
Well,
rose bush flower last week.
Wait,
yeah, a rose bush flowered last week in October.
Mine's doing the same damn thing right now. It's freaking day 18 in October.
Yeah,
and that's still farting out flowers.
I'm getting new growth.
Yeah,
it's doing my head in because I can't do anything with it.
And the worst part is you cannot trim a rose bush.
Nope.
Because the minute you trim the bush, that thing says, "Oh, it's time to grow even more," and it just sends the whole entire plant into growth mode.
Yeah, can't do anything till the cold snap arrives.
Yeah, you literally can't. Which sucks is I want to trim the rose bushes I have, but I cannot do it until next season. I have to wait like 7 months before I can trim that stupid thing, and it's going to grow another 1.5 feet in those 7 months.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've missed the trimming season completely.
Yeah, they're supposed to trim them technically in like July, June. I mean, like early, like the latest in August.
Yeah, they should be almost dormant by September.
Yeah, mine aren't. Well,
nope.
It also depends on the climate.
Hey, Cliff.
Yes.
I just did a check on how many miles we drive a year Jenny and I going back and forth to work to be carpool, we're over 25,000 a year.
See, there you go.
That's just work. That's not
Yeah.
everywhere
because
else.
you're driving what, like almost an hour each way to work?
Yeah.
39 miles.
When I used to work
From here
in
to
London,
work.
it was 65 miles each way.
And that's not including going up to go get Ian on the weekends or anything like that, or anything else we do.
Is Ian still refusing to learn to fly?
No, I want to learn how to fly.
He just needs to. He just needs
He
to
wants to
grab
learn
his
to
magic
drive, is what
feather
he wants
and
to learn.
really
I want
believe.
to learn how to fix my damn truck.
No, you need to learn how to drive first, dude.
I don't
Oh,
know
hello,
how to
Ian.
fix a truck.
They can hear
Ian,
you guys.
have
You
you
can't hear
finished-
me. I got my hearing aids in.
He can't hear us, but we can hear him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say, has he finished pretending to be solar powered?
Ian,
What?
they were making fun of you for wearing black today.
Yeah, I was
Not
gonna ask,
just
is he
black.
done being a roasted chicken?
Not just black. He wore
No.
midnight charcoal,
baked. He
deep
was
grey.
The first stage of learning to fly is lighting the doobie.
I believe he
Yeah, I
also
know. I
may
love
have.
flying myself.
He may have worn some Gothic slate along with the
my truck
black.
held together with hopes and dreams.
Wait, what was that?
His truck was being held together by hopes and dreams.
Zip ties and
A
duct
single
tape,
piece of
essentially.
plastic was keeping my engine together.
Well, part of just a piece of plastic is holding his engine together.
Is it a
One of
Ford?
his. No, somebody had lost snapped a engine mount.
Not the mount, a bolt.
A bolt which holds the engine mount,
No. Not even part of the engine mount.
because that's the only thing it
It's a
touches.
hose.
That's a mount. He doesn't understand.
So, in the automotive realm of thoughts and prayers, his truck is right at the forefront.
And and like rubbing any random lamp and wishing a genie would come out and hoping that would do something.
No, you. When it comes to old vehicles, you got to rub a cylinder and hope that sucker doesn't misfire.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll get it working.
Yeah, well,
Don't you
no.
miss
The
the
thing
old
is,
days
he
of
actually
pumping
needs
fuel?
money in order to do that. That's only his biggest issue, because he has to get a job, and he can't get a job without having his diploma, and he can't get a diploma without actually taking the test and doing it. He doesn't want to do any of that.
Ah, see.
The problem with that is, so that's like the biggest roundabout catch-22.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fix a vehicle without money. You need a vehicle to get a job, but you need a GED or equivalent to get a freaking job, which you can't get You can't get your GED if you don't have a vehicle that works.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bit of an unfair situation for the lad.
I mean, in all honesty, it's the same way with renting or getting your first apartment. You
Oh,
can't
God, yeah.
get your first apartment unless you've either if you have prior rental agreements or prior rental history.
And how can you get prior rental history if you can't get a premises?
Yeah, if nobody will rent to you. So the only other
it's like-
way is to get a cosigner on your rental property. So like if you're in an apartment, you have to have a cosigner. So basically Colin would have to be a cosigner. So if anything defaults or whatnot on his side, all of that shit falls onto Colin.
Yeah.
And now he's the one that's forced to pay for that.
Yeah, you can't win.
Yeah,
I'll be right back,
shit.
folks. I gotta go use the
How
restroom.
to win.
No, the system's designed to hold you down.
Yes.
It's exactly. I mean, the workforce is the same way. There's a lot of places that they're like, you need 5 to 10 years of workforce experience in order to get hired here. It's like, bro,
Yeah,
I got out of
they
high
want-
school. How the hell am I going to get that experience if nobody will hire me without experience?
They want to employ 18-year-olds with 30 years of experience.
Yeah. And the catch is, how are you going to get that 30 years of experience if you just got out of high school?
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless you know, like, a grandpa or, like, an uncle in the, industry.
Well, this is why we're
vouch
seeing
for you.
resurgence, aren't we, of trade schools and mom and pop establishments, because
Yeah.
kids ain't got a fighting chance.
No.
Like,
I mean-
I honestly don't know how the next generation are going to live.
Most of them aren't, to be honest.
Under the government is what they want.
The problem is once that happens, those kids. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, a lot of us like. I can guarantee, like most of us that are in the chat right now, still watching, if the power grid went down, we'd be fine.
If they turned off the internet tomorrow, my life would continue exactly the same.
Yeah, I just wouldn't have internet access. I wouldn't
That'd be
be
the
able
only
to talk
difference.
to most of you guys, but I mean, aside from losing contact with a few people, we're gonna live our lives the same way we did.
Aside from missing some people, nothing will be different for me.
You'll be turning back time about 30 years.
The generation coming next will have no idea.
Even the generation now, half these kids are like, "Oh, we have internet access at the tip of our fingers." Bro, we had to wait 5 minutes just to get internet access.
And then you'd get bumped off after 59 minutes.
Well, yeah, if somebody called the house, you all of a sudden your internet connection died and you were freaking the hell out.
Yeah,
These
start
kids
all
go
over
down to one bar and they're like, "Oh, I can't function."
I know.
Like, bro, you're lucky you even got 5 bars when we were kids. If like all of us I mean, I can guarantee everybody on here grew up with AOL.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Now.
Trying to think what we had.
You'd get those
Probably.
freaking every like month or so. You would get those free 30-day 30-day free trial CDs in the damn mail.
Mm-hmm.
You'd load that sucker up, throw that on there, and you'd have 30 days worth of free AOL.
So I think it was the 25th of last month. Could be wrong on the dates. AOL finally switched off dial-up. It's gone.
Yeah.
The sad part is I actually still have an active AOL account.
Yeah, dial-up is officially over. And at the end of this year, MTV will officially stop. Everything we grew up with doesn't exist.
Weather Channel.
Drops. I have to slightly disagree with that because if without the internet, we're just going to go back to the same way we used to do it back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Yeah, no, they're just going to have to relearn how to do it.
You send an invoice to a company through the mail or through the post.
Do you not remember when you used to shop with a credit card?
And then you send your shit out.
They put the card on the machine, they swiped it over with a little roller thing.
Yep.
We still have those at work.
Yeah. I honestly do not think it would necessarily be the worst thing in the world.
The only thing it'll really do is it'll slow down transport and like the
Only initially
organization of goods. All that's just going to really mean is that everybody's going to have to physically keep records of what goes through where.
Yeah.
So all the port locations where they drop off, 400,000 containers every month, they're just going to have to keep better records of what's coming in and going out.
Which arguably they should be doing anyway.
That will be the problem right there with getting your money out of the banks if there's no internet.
No, it's not. You just go up to the drive-through teller.
Yeah, you go up to counter and go, "Hi, I'd like some of my wedge."
Now, they'll still do the same thing that they did back in the 1940s. Here's your paper receipt. We're throwing money in the bank. Here's a ledger. You basically just keep a ledger, no different than you would like a checkbook.
People will just bank local.
Yeah. If not, if you get to that point where it's really bad, you just run across the barter system, and you just keep a ledger of how everything goes.
So in England, or Scotland, I should say, there's a couple of islands just off the north coast that don't have money. It's all done on bartering. All the people who live there possess a different skill.
Yeah.
I wonder what the government thinks about that.
They still have backup processes for if the power and the internet go down. They have contingencies for all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, Rob, it's the colony, right?
It works. It's a beautiful place to visit and way more friendly. Like they appreciate if you have, when you go to visit, you can buy stuff, obviously, but within the actual community, they do not use money to trade. It's really reassuring.
I think I would still be fine if the entire power grid. Well, yeah, if you have a smart meter, yes. All they're really going to do is just turn off the smart meter, and they won't be able to keep track of
Yeah,
They
how.
just
Jim.
have to come chat
We
to your
have to
door
have
to get your
it,
bill.
Yes. I have a smart meter, and yes, it still rotates and everything else just like the old one.
Yeah,
So
but the
I
only
have
thing
the
is, without the
old-fashioned.
power internet, it just means somebody's going to have to drive by your house every couple of days or every week to,
Every month and look at it. Right.
yeah, monitor your shit, write down where you're at, and then they go back to the company.
So I have the old-fashioned gas and electric with the wheels because I refuse to have the smart meters. I have a smart water meter which is outside my house, and every month, without fail, the water board come and physically read it.
Yeah.
It's like I asked, I was like, why have I got a smart meter? He's like, well, we've changed what's. I get that, but why when you are reading it on the first of every month? And he's like,
What you're reading it manually, not
yeah. Physically comes out, lifts the cover, takes the polystyrene bit out, pen and papers it. He said to me, he's like, well, we install them, but quite honestly, unless you're using an awful amount of water, they don't work well enough.
So they really don't. I mean, the average household per week is going to use what? 100 gallons of water?
Oh, it's
Oh.
in single figure digits.
I
Like you're
heard about
talking
this
a
one
couple
guy
of quid.
who they put in one of those smart meters on a property he was gonna build, and they got charged $30,000 for a lot that wasn't even hooked up to the grid yet.
Yep.
Mhm.
I've run across those.
And he's still fighting it to this day. Same,
But what?
because they think he's used all this water, even though his
Mhm.
property was not even hooked up to it.
So I don't know
There's
how
no
it works
water
over
lines.
with you guys, but over here, smart meters for what utilities, gas, electric, have to be at the point of ingress to the building. Most houses these days, that's to the front, near the front door or on the side.
yeah, basically they have to see the meter from the street.
Yeah. Well, older buildings, a lot of them tend to have their access to the rear because you'd have houses built back to back with an alleyway
Yes.
where well, most smart meters, therefore, are within like a locked garden or yard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how are you supposed to read those meters? It's just a nightmare. The whole thing hasn't worked, and you can't have.
When they remodify infrastructure, half the time it makes no sense, and then you're just sitting there scratching your own butt, trying to figure out why the hell did you morons do it this way.
The amount of smart meters I've seen inside metal storage cupboards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well-
You don't appear. Your smart meter does not appear to be working. Well, it is. Come and have a look. Oh well, it's not showing up on my device. Just because it's in a metal box, mate.
It's a
Right.
Faraday cage.
Yeah, exactly. You can't stick that in a shipping warehouse or a storage unit that's all steel and expect to get a readout.
Or better still, British pubs where most meters are in the cellar.
Yeah, good luck getting a readout on that. That's like
most
15
British
feet below
pubs
ground.
are like 2 foot thick floors. Cellars that are more like bomb proof.
A lot of them in the UK are. That's what a lot of those cellars were
We build them
designed
thick.
for.
Yeah. They're
Well,
just pointless.
I mean, I'm no historian, but even still, I know in a lot of countries where they built cellars and stuff, those cellars were not just built for the potential storage of goods.
No.
Unless
They
you're
were multi-purpose.
human lives.
Bomb
Those
shelters.
things, you're looking at a floor that's probably a foot thick. The walls are
Mhm.
like 2 feet thick. You're down there like 15 feet. They essentially built a lot of those cellars were back in the day considered emergency bomb shelters.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course you're not going to get a reading through 14 inches of concrete or 12 inches of concrete.
And the
You
thing
don't
is,
get shit down there.
it's old school concrete, so it'll have saltpeter in it. It will have a variety of stone. all the good
rebar,
stuff.
whatever. You name it, it's in there.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
Probably graphene shit, even probably freaking particulates of asbestos was probably all built in all that shit. Because
Oh, yeah, it'll be whatever they dug out the ground and shoved in the mix.
yeah, most
We
of them
don't care.
fellas are older than all of us on here combined.
Mm.
Like Drop said earlier, like new buildings are like 500 years old plus.
Yeah.
So you're
Or
looking
newer,
at a cellar
I
that was
believe that's
probably
what he
built
said.
at the turn of the century during war times.
Well, turn of the century now is like
2020.
2000s.
I'm talking like the 19th century. Sometimes maybe even farther back than that, especially in the UK, because again, everything built in the UK for stuff was all built pre-wartime, expecting like,
You want to talk about pre-war? The oldest current serving and running pub in the UK. It's called the Ferryboat
Is that like from the 1600s?
in Cambridgeshire, from documented evidence from 560 AD.
Jeez.
damn, that is an old ass building.
Is that the one that's got the marking on the side of the buildings that for drunks?
I don't know. And then there's the Clachan, which was opened in 1734, and the Royal Standard, which is its claim to fame is it's the first pub in the Domesday Book, was in 1086.
Jesus Christ. Colin, by the way, I know exactly which building you're talking about because I ran across that the other day on Instagram post. It's this old ass pub, and there's like this one section of brick that's like eye height. That's like a red and white checkered tile that goes around the corner, and it's supposed to be some like warning for the drunks. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
That's what you're talking about. But there's like, I looked at the whole thing and there's no words on that tile. There's nothing. It's just two sections of tile on the corner of a freaking pub in red and white checkered pattern.
Well, have you ever seen, especially in towns, I mean, maybe you've seen it, Cliff, more than anyone else, signs that say do not cause a nuisance?
Yes.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, don't be an asshat.
Nope. No public urination.
Again, don't be an asshat.
That's what a nuisance is. It's a term for public urination.
That's crazy. That's what that. Because I see pubs with that shit all the time when I watch like a lot of. Because there's a couple of channels that I do watch that are in the UK, and I always see that on the side of buildings. And I'm assuming it like has the same meaning over there that it does in like the US, where it's like, don't cause a scene, don't be a dick, don't get yourself kicked out of the pub like when they do during soccer season. God almighty, soccer players, I swear to God, they will start a riot over literally 1 point if you're at the pub, like with the opposing team. They lose their shit. And it's basically an all-out war.
My favourite historic oddity that I've visited, and it's not particularly old, I think it's Victorian, is a place called the Arguments Yard, where you go, you can argue as loudly and largely as you like, but you cannot argue once leaving.
Well, once you're done, you're done.
Yeah, you go in there, you have a good old-fashioned discussion about matters and leave.
Yeah, that sounds about right for most pubs. It's like,
it's brilliant.
Even if you don't go into the pub with a problem, if you have a problem in the pub, it's solved in the pub. Once you leave, that's it.
It's like take it outside, so to speak.
Not the modern pub bar, sports bar things, because they have no culture. But a traditional British pub is a self-contained entity. There is no need for policing, security. It is all like my local that I go to. Everything that happens in there happens in there, not outside, not in the back room. It's all done there and then. We need more.
Gentlemen. Yeah, I said generations. I'll be right back, gentlemen and ladies. I have to go and see a man about a horse.
Yeah, we need more arguments yards. That would fix so many problems.
Especially within the government. But I'm going to go. That's as political as I'm going to go.
I know. I don't know if it happens in the States, but over here, once upon a time, if two men had a disagreement, you'd usually step round the back of mainly a pub. There would be a kerfuffle. There would be a victor. You would shake hands and go back to the bar. That was the end of the matter.
And then they'd buy each other a drink, and that'd be
Yeah,
it.
and that would be it. Discussion over. But it was also a gentlemanly kerfuffle. There was none of this kicking when you're down, biting, pulling, all that malarkey. Nowadays, some of the stuff I see out my office window at night, I'd rather join the army.
I did to join the army.
Well, no, the thing is, they need an arguing booth that has a mirror.
Yes, yeah. Some of them need to have a word with themselves.
Yes.
But you know what I mean? Growing up, if you had a disagreement with someone, you settled it, you moved on, that was the end of the matter. You didn't bring it up again. Nowadays, you bring up everything twice a week. There is... Oh, I don't know. I despair for the future. I'm going to go live up a hill somewhere.
Nah, just remove all the warning labels. It'll take care of itself.
You have an American gentleman responsible for the reason steel chainsaw have a warning on them.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
There's a reason why there's a sign on coffee at McDonald's that says, "Caution, coffee is hot."
Yeah, that was a woman who successfully sued them for burning herself
Yes.
Yeah.
while driving it between her legs. Yeah, the steel one says, "Do not attempt to stop chain with genitals."
Yeah.
Or the reason why somebody's hands got glued together, why they don't make really good instant glue anymore.
KP
Crazy
nuts.
glue is no longer crazy glue. It's just It isn't
Super glue.
affix in 10 seconds or super glue. Yeah, it doesn't affix in 10 seconds anymore. It takes like 12 hours to fully adhere.
Well,
which makes no sense.
I mean, not so much for you, Colin, but if you ever happen to see a packet of KP peanuts, read what it says on the back.
May contain nuts?
Caution: contents may contain nuts.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
What kind of nuts?
Honestly, they don't have to put that.
Don't ever run that on the case myself.
Yeah, this is what society's come to. Like the ones that say, "Do not stare into laser." I'm sorry, but I've never felt the urge to open my CD drive and whack my head in it and have a look.
It says make cause blindness if looked at.
Duh.
Do not put hands near running lawnmower.
Well, I was going through the army surplus store the other day, rooting through some boxes. Since when did American ordnance have to say "caution may be explosive" on it?
I don't know. At the same time, about the arrows that I shoot have a caution label on it.
I mean, I often believed that ordnance was in fact explosive by definition.
Well, no, it's like the Claymore mine, okay? This
It actually says "face towards enemy."
Yes.
Yep. Common sense was replaced by health and safety. Somebody needs a word with health and safety.
Half the time I want to punch health and safety right in the face. I'm like, y'all stupid.
Well, the F around and find out method used to keep make things better, but now
It's the opposite. It's a
The
challenge
problem
now,
with-
isn't it?
With F around, find out is that's a new scenario. That's not something that's been around for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
No.
You
The
live in
term is
Texas.
new. I'm talking about the actual cause and circumstances.
Yeah.
Cause and effect.
What's-
That part is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's the problem with nowadays is none of these kids have that growing up.
How many kids fell out of a tree nowadays?
No, half these damn kids couldn't climb a damn tree if they wanted to because they're too goddamn fat.
We don't know what tree
they got
is.
rid of they got rid of monkey bars. They got rid of the merry-go-rounds.
So
They would fall down and get hurt.
Like we had the old-fashioned
metal
merry-go-round in our park. It was built basically out of scaffolding. Would do about 75 miles an hour. You know,
Oh, yeah.
If you run it properly, yeah.
you
I'm
have
sorry.
what?
That's
No,
where
we
we
used to put-
learned physics.
Yeah, we used to put the back wheel of a scooter against it and spin it up. And they replaced it with this. It's set into the ground, and you have to sit on it.
That was a fucking disaster.
Like a sit and
Like-
spin.
Oh yeah, like, imagine a merry-go-round in the ground where you have to sit on it. I'm like, okay, there's no slides, there's no swing sets.
Slides
jungle-
are dangerous. You can't use slides now.
The jungle gym is now a bench and chair set.
Or what are those little wobbly things that used to be affixed to the ground that you said and you rock back and forth?
Yeah,
Fucking
they're
Can't use
gone.
those anymore.
It's called a teeter-totter.
Don't got those
Um,
anymore because they're dangerous.
So my
No.
local park, you used to have a slide that was 27 foot tall.
And made
Yes.
of metal.
The,
Metal
Made of
slide.
metal.
the shiny ass slide that if you went down that in the middle of summer, it would burn both your ass cheeks and your thighs.
Now
That's
they
it.
must
Well,
be
that's
half
gone.
that size and made of plastic.
And I bet you can even guess the name of the company who made them because they're based in the States.
Duralast?
Wicksteed.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Wicksteed made all the metal jungle gyms. They were always red and blue. There was no finesse to them. In the winter, it was too cold to touch. You'd stick to it, and in the summer, it would burn your flesh.
That's all right.
It was only bad in the
I have no
wintertime if it was wet. Then you would actually
No.
freeze to the damn thing.
Don't know. I just was starting to leave.
No.
No, I'm full.
Now, I would love to have a miracle round that has a seat, and they all face the same direction. And the faster you go, the more the seat would tilt
The old
Wait,
tilt-a-whirls.
to the
Yeah,
G
well, of
forces.
Forward or backwards?
No, it go
I'm gonna use it in
sideways
the
to
morning.
kick you in.
I know. I'm gonna wait until
We don't
morning.
even have tilt-a-whirls anymore because they're too dangerous.
Yeah.
What they need is a merry-go-round that you have to pedal and get 4 kids on there pedaling in the same direction as fast as they can.
Isn't that the teacups at the any amusement park you go to?
Yeah, but it's kid powered.
You do realize nowadays that if you had an item like that on a playground, it would rust before it got used.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well,
parents
they
would let
spend
kids use it.
They'd spend 15 minutes on Instagram trying to work out what it is.
Oh, till you get a couple adults on there showing them how to work it. Then some of the crazier
Oh,
kids
those
say,
kids
"Oh, I
would
got to
be-
try that."
After 2 minutes, those kids, every one of them would be on the side of the freaking park barfing their
Well,
guts out.
Many moons ago, when I was more reckless than I am now,
Lies.
there was a news story about a group of adults in the local park at 3 o'clock in the morning causing trouble. Right, there was a group of adults, and we were very inebriated. And do you know what we were doing? We were playing on the
What?
swings. We were going on the seesaw. We were going
Remember
down the
your
slide.
youth. Yeah, we just
Yeah.
having fun.
3 o'clock in the morning, we're drunk. We're not hurting anybody. We were having the time of our lives, and someone
And-
reported it.
And it was a nuisance. It was a problem when you did stuff like that.
And what hardship were we causing? You know,
Because you were having fun and no one else was.
Yeah, and the thing is, the cops would be like, "Oh, well, you can't be out here," and they would take you to your parents' house, bang on the freaking door, and your parents are like, "What the hell is going on?" And the cops are there with your freaking kid scruffed by the back of their shirt, and be like, "He was at the park." Okay,
we-
what was
After
he
hours.
doing? He was playing on the swing set. Why the hell are you bothering me? He's not doing anything. He's not causing anybody a problem.
we never had the community Bobby take us home. We had neighbourhood parenting.
Oh my god!
There is no punishment like that because you are getting a slap from every person you pass. Then you have to go home and explain why.
So you basically grew up with neighborhood Karens.
It would be like, "Oh, hello, Mrs. Cliff. I found Cliff outside being a retard, so I beat him for you." You'd go in the house and get a beating for the pleasure.
Yep, you'd get a second butt whooping.
Yeah.
Well, no, you know what the funny thing is? Well, how did you find out? Don't worry
You know
about
those were mom's chimichangas, right?
Mhm.
it. The
Well,
parents
Mom's
told on you.
chimichangas are the only ones you can
Yeah.
eat because of the teeth.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what the parents of whoever
Oh, you
picked
got
you
the
up
phone.
were
Okay.
doing
Your
at
fault.
3 o'clock in the morning. Like, why the hell were you even up in the first place?
But you, the second beating wasn't for messing around. It was for shame on the family.
It sounds like something that happened to my dad when he was a kid. He had 5 other older brothers, and he got tied up into a pine tree, which they bent over, and then he tied him to it and let it go. Okay, every one of my uncles got a beating. My grandpa had to go out and chop the tree down to get my dad down. Then my dad got a beating for allowing his older brothers to do that
Yep.
to him.
Yep.
My question is,
Along-
how'd they manage to pull the tree over and then tie your brother or uncle to the
My
top of the
dad.
damn tree?
It wasn't like a super tall one. It was just tall enough where they could put him up there.
It was like the good old-fashioned Sunday night beating to keep you straight through the week.
And my dad
that's the thing with it, though.
was upside down until my grandpa got him down. I think they also used ropes and stuff like that too to hold.
There was a lot to be said for the old ways.
Yeah.
And grandpa used the leather belt, according to my dad.
That's almost what most belts are still made out of nowadays is leather. It's either leather,
Yeah, but
synthetic leather.
you're not
or
allowed to
leather
use a belt
weight.
nowadays because it's child abuse.
They got leather.
No,
Oh, I hate pleather.
it's not child abuse. Kids are better armed than we are. I was watching a stop.
Stronger generationally than what a lot of the older generation is, but at the same time, it's like these kids they have no discipline. They don't think there's any consequences for the shit they do.
I was watching Peter Santinello's video from New York, Staten Island, and he was talking to a group, and there was a 13-year-old with a gun and a knife. 13.
Yeah. Our generation would have seen that, and if that kid would have done anything, we'd have beaten his ass into the ground.
Well, our generation would never have let it happen.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like,
And I guarantee that was his dad's firearm.
But don't get me wrong, like growing up, all of us had penknives.
No,
I just needed a pen.
Well, you
But
know,
a pen
when
knife-
we were grown up.
My generation, where you could carry a firearm in the back of your truck to school, on a gun rack.
If it was
You
on the
could go
gun rack,
hunting either
in the
before
window.
or after school.
Yeah. But you
And you can
never.
make crossbows in shop class.
But yeah, we all had pen knives. We all knew what they were, what the problem was if you got into trouble. But we would never consider half that you see nowadays.
Exactly.
Because that would be considered as cowardism.
Sad to say, when I was in junior high,
Not really.
I had my parents called on me, and I had an old Leatherman, like one of the original Leathermans. Had that in my backpack. Somebody said something about it. I got in trouble. My parents got called, and they would not release it. I mean, dude, it's a freaking. I told them the only reason why I had it is so I had the pliers so I could fix my bike if there was any issues. And of course, because the damn thing had a knife on it, it was considered illegal or offensive to school property. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, there you go. Year to date in the UK, bladed article offences is up 26% on the previous year.
Let me run around in the UK and I will start stabbing people with pencils and pens, and then that will be the problem.
Mechanical pencils.
I mean,
A Phillips
Well,
screwdriver.
I'll just a sharpened number 2 pencil, and I'll just walk around with a box full of them sharpened, and I'll just start sticking people randomly walking around the UK, and I guarantee you within about 2 days that'll be the problem.
but we never had that problem when I was a youngster.
No, because when we were young, we didn't think about how many things you could do with a pencil.
We as a kids, we all went. We did fishing. We were out from sun up to sundown.
Yeah, but fishing, we needed a knife in order to take care of the fish.
But between me leaving my house, going fishing at the local creek, and coming home, I didn't off half a neighbourhood.
Well, we were constructive. We
Yeah.
built stuff.
We did think. We built forts and bridges and weird and wonderful contraptions.
Oh, we jumped our bicycles across homemade.
Oh, God.
ramps and stuff.
Yes.
Ramps. We would do it over ditches. Be like, oh, here's a 5-foot pond. Let's see if I can clear this on my bike with a
Or-
makeshift ramp.
Our buddies would lay down in front of it and we jumped
Mhm.
over them.
And now we all go and look for the drop curb for our own safety.
And they do it not with just bicycles, they do it with
Anything with wheels on
back
we'd
in the day.
used.
In my day, it
Screw
was
that
skateboard.
shit.
Shopping carts.
You want the most problematic mode of transportation was the damn pogo stick.
Yeah.
That's
diesel
when
powered
your
one.
friends had balls. When they were like, I'm gonna do. You learned how to use a pogo stick, and you tell your friends, "All right, I need you guys to lay down on the street, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
jump over all of you." One of your friends always got that either in the stomach or in the nuts.
Yeah.
Sad to say, somebody always got landed on with a pogo stick.
But it was innocent fun.
Yes, it was. And that was
But
when they
that's
made
not what-
pogo sticks with an actual, like, solid, like, 2
Solid tubular steel.
spring.
And a
Yeah.
piston, and a proper piston.
No, we didn't have pistons. All our
Oh,
shit.
you had the one with the
pogo
spring?
stick I had was a solid metal spring.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know they
it was,
made one with an actual gas powered pogo stick.
Yeah, the diesel powered ones. Yeah.
yeah.
No,
I've
I don't know if
got,
they were diesel. There's gas. There was a gas powered. Is all I know.
I've got a photo of one of them. There's one in a museum in Illinois.
Yeah, they outlawed those.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
I wish I had my pogo stick still, but the problem is I bent the hell out of the foot pegs. And I mean, I tweaked them. I, like, bent them, like, 45 degrees from their original position.
But it was all innocent fun, wasn't we? Never set out to harm anyone.
No, it really wasn't. We knew how to have fun back in the day. Now
We
these
we
kids
might
are
we
like,
might have liberated a few apples and the occasional bottle of milk from someone's doorstep, but
shit, where I grew up, not down here, but when I grew up in Colorado, shit, half the people on my street had freaking apple trees in their front
Yeah.
yard. You just walk down the street, just grab an apple. Nobody gave a shit. The apple
And
tree
there's-
had like 60, 70 apples on it every season. You're just like, I'm gonna.
And
You'd knock on the neighbor's house, and be like, hey,
did
can I
you
grab
guys
an apple?
did you guys have the universal grandma who didn't belong to anyone's family but always had apple pie or biscuits or something or cookies or
I did
ready to
not,
go?
unfortunately.
You know, I already had a grandma, so which I'm that's why I went and helped her.
Yeah, we had the universal street grandma who always had cold drinks and ice poles in the summer, cookies, biscuits, and cake in the autumn.
That was like half my street. The problem is when I lived in a subdivision, I knew with like every family knew like 90% of everybody that lived on the street because
Mhm.
again, you're on a like street that's 2 blocks wide or like a block. There's like 30 40 houses on that street. Everybody knew everybody.
Well,
It's like
I
a
only
small
learnt my
community.
I only learnt my neighbour's name the other day when someone was referring to her casual nature.
Oh no.
That's how I learnt her name. She's lived there for 5.5 years.
Oh yeah, Betty was out here the other day sitting on the front lawn just in her skivvies and you're like, "Wait, her name is Betty?"
Yeah. Once upon a time, we knew the neighbours, the kids, what schools they went to, where they'd been on holiday, how their great aunt was doing.
Did every
I don't know
every
nothing
kid on
now.
my street went to the same goddamn school because
Yeah.
most of us were all the same age.
Yeah.
We're in
Couldn't
the
tell
same
you anything
class
about
or
them now.
whatever. But now they got classes like 800 kids in the same grade.
Oh, yeah, you guys have those super schools, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they
when I grew up-
combined school districts.
Well, like I said, I grew
Saying
up
we can't have enough people. We don't have enough money to run our school, so we're going to combine our school with the next district over.
Jason, all of Texas is rural.
No, where I grew up, our closest neighbor was a half a mile away.
Oh, sounds like Evan.
That sounds like farm country to me.
Yep, it is, or was before I grew up.
Yeah,
You
because
see,
you live in farm country, your nearest neighbor is like 2.5 miles away because each one of you owns like 400 acres of goddamn farmland.
well, growing up over here as a kid, anything under 5 miles was considered acceptable sending child to shop distance.
Yes,
Oh, nowadays you can't send your kid to go play in the front yard because it's
There's a
considered-
study done. They did a study on it, and to give you an idea of how bad it was, if you took an Olympic swimming pool, when we were growing up, that was our world.
Yeah.
The current generation is about the size of a teacup.
Oh, yeah,
That's their
I agree
world.
with that. Shit, when I was growing up, my area of wandering was like 3.5, 4 miles.
Yeah.
Like I could literally leave my house, walk to the grocery store, which was damn near 5 miles away, and that was normal.
And that was a one-day event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd walk to the we would literally walk to the store,
Yeah.
hang out. We'd go play laser tag. There was like a little mini amusement park there. We also had a putt golf and a movie theater. So we're like, you tell the parents, be like, hey, I'm gonna go over here, and
at
we're just
Jimmy's
gonna hang
house
out all
or
day long.
whatever.
And you come back when the street lights pop on. So like you'd arrive at your house at like 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm. I would routinely leave a handwritten note on the inside of my front door saying "gone to the beach," and that's a 4-hour drive away. Of just jump in with mates. We'll go beach for the day.
Yeah.
No one worried.
You're lucky you don't have
Nowadays,
kids,
nowadays you step outside. Ooh, dangerous.
right? You never know. You might get hit literally walking to your mailbox.
Well,
Yeah.
Grace knows the terrain where I grew up because she was there at Edwards. Yeah, we had that whole desert to ourselves.
There was nothing there.
Yeah, there was lizards and scorpions.
And jackrabbits and rattlesnakes.
There was nothing there, but the modern generation is still offended by it.
I was 12, 13 years old. I'm out there catching rattlesnakes.
Yeah,
Well, I used to catch water moccasins as a kid.
yeah.
Now, I didn't realize they were poisonous, but
That
because I
shit
was-
right there, because I've heard both stories from both you guys. That shit right there with Colin catching water moccasins, his ass is lucky he's still alive.
I didn't realize they were poisonous.
Sidewinders, diamondbacks.
They were just water snakes to me.
This is what gets me, is that kids don't do anything now, do they? When did you last see someone flying a kite who wasn't an adult?
It's like playing jarts again. Remember that?
Fucking jarts. Shit, I about damn near had a heart attack on Thursday. I was cutting some stuff down, and I was wearing my camouflage sun hat, the ones we got from Blake.
Yeah.
Love that damn thing, by the way. It's falling apart. But I gotta go find a new one. That thing's starting to like disintegrate.
Yeah, Blake, we
I
need
got
some new
one.
ones.
But here's the thing: I was out there cutting down elephant grass, and all the dead stuff, like the dead standing, because I got it in a freaking 3x2x3 container, steel container.
Mm-hmm.
And I was cutting it down, and I heard something hit the top of my hat, like right on the corner, like right here on this edge. And all I see is this black freaking spider. And I about shit my pants because I didn't know what it was. All I saw was a black spider. And my first reaction was, that's a damn black widow. And I threw my hat on the ground and stomped on it instantly. It was not a black widow.
What was it?
It was, I believe it was a black speckled orb weaver.
It was Speckled
Okay.
Jim, the pigeon.
It was, I looked up after I did that, and I turned around and I seen this big old thick mesh of like spider web. And I was like, I bet you that was an orb weaver or something of the nature. Because after I stomped on it, I flipped it over, but the back, the bottom of the abdomen or the tail or the butt was solid black. There was no hourglass.
Well, we had a couple of years back a big thing with the false widows. Would you believe the amount of times the government had to tell people they're not deadly? It was literally in every other news bulletin. Yes, they're here. Yes, they bite. No, they're not deadly. You'll be fine. Leave them alone. Stop poking them.
Stop poking them, yeah.
I mean, does it look like it wants to be poked? No. Probably shouldn't poke it. That's generally how it goes.
That's like walking around in the desert and be like, oh, there's a nope rope right there, but let me poke it in the nose, see what happens. You die in the desert. That's what happens when you poke a nope rope.
What, you mean you don't play Rattlesnake Snoot Boop?
Exactly. That's
Don't
how you
boot the
end up.
snake.
That's how you end up becoming fertilizer for the desert.
Yeah.
Oh, I poked a danger noodle. What kind of danger noodle was it? It was a rattly one.
Oh, the
Why the
buzz
hell
marks.
did you poke it?
Yeah, we
The,
call
the
them
buzz
buzz
noodles are buzz
My-
noodles.
We've had some. I mean, there was a large cat in the Peak. It got loose in the Peak District, I think it was, or Dartmoor, one of the two. Not something you want to be petting, that sort of large cat. The police were being called out to move people on who were going looking for it. Like, guys, they've told you this thing will turn you into luncheon meat. Why are you looking for it?
Yeah.
Right. That's like
Well,
actively going out and looking for a Komodo dragon to like suck on your finger.
yeah.
Like, are
They're
you
like, well,
fucking
we
serious?
just wanted to see it. Humanity, I despair for it.
Like, I do not want a Komodo dragon anywhere near me. And the fact is that they're not even dangerous. It's their saliva is just so damn toxic.
Oh yeah, there's no cure for it.
Yeah. The lizard itself is not dangerous by nature or like venomous or what. It's just the saliva.
Yeah,
It's like
it doesn't have a
sperm
particularly
on
strong
a
bite.
platypus.
Yeah, they have teeth that break the skin for the saliva that has about 27 different bacterium is going to be the problem.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
the coral snake. The coral snake is very, deadly, but it can't. Its teeth are too small to bite you. It has to gnaw on you.
It can
order
still
to
get
get
you,
you.
though.
But it has to do that for like 20 minutes to an hour for them gnawing on you to get.
That's what they say. That's
break
what
the
they keep
skin.
saying about the daddy long legs, but they've kind of disproven the fact that it's one of the most dangerous spiders. That it doesn't
Deadly
have enough.
spider.
The fangs aren't strong enough to pierce the skin. The fangs can pierce the skin, but they finally disproven the fact that it's one of the most deadly spiders.
Yeah, I
It's
think
not.
it was Mythbusters who went over that one.
Yeah, it's just a normal spider, which technically a daddy longlegs is actually not a spider.
It's got more than 8 legs.
It doesn't have the proper, it does not have the proper amount of appendages to be an actual spider.
It also doesn't have the right amount of body parts.
Yeah. It's like I believe the classification is it's more like a crab than anything else, but
Yeah.
it does not have the venomous toxic sac or whatnot to actually cause physical harm to you if it bites you.
No, I just think that how much bigger it would need to be before it would cause irritation, or like it would die.
That thing would have to be the size of a coconut crab
Yeah.
in order to actually cause severe damage.
And at that point, you've got bigger things to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I've got a daddy long legs the size of a coconut crab,
I'm burning the house down.
that would be spider season in Australia. The hell with that. I'm
No.
taking a whole torch to that entire continent.
Hey, no,
Well-
you think people are scared of spiders? Show them a picture of a sand scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those things are weird.
Those things will scare the bejesus out of everybody. They're going, oh, no, 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 no.
Well, it's like, the UK only has one venomous predator. It's called the adder snake. The last recorded death was in 1974. Nothing in England can be bothered to kill you. Even our venomous animals are
politicians.
apathetic.
Except politicians.
We have more people die from rodent-related disease. Infested food, animal bites, that sort of thing. But the one venomous creature we have can't be bothered to kill people. And they think it'll be extinct in the next 30 years anyway.
Well, what was it, last year? We had somebody die to a Gila monster bite.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Stupidity.
Yes, and not only that, he also had a heart condition on top of that, which made it that much worse. But like I said, I think the last person to die from a Gila monster bite was the beginning of the 1900s. Looks like it was like 70 or 80 years, which is crazy.
I mean, how? Just how? Because Gila monsters, if you shout boo, they leave the country. You've
No,
only got to wiggle your eyebrows at it and it practically dies.
he had it illegally caged in his home, and I guess when he was feeding it, it got him.
So,
Sucks for him.
February 16, 2024. Previous to that was 1930.
Hey, Cliff, I'm gonna head it drop down because I am falling asleep here.
Gotcha. I'm surprised you haven't passed out, considering you've been leaning back in that lounger for a while now.
I had to put my leg up. I could not sit up because I've been on my feet all day.
Gotcha.
But
And I'm gonna have to get going.
I'm trying to keep my eyes open. Thank you for coming up. It was getting really interesting. I wish I could stay, but night, everybody.
See you later,
And happy
Colin.
birthday.
Well, be safe. Take care. Have a good one. See you on Wednesday.
See you on Wednesday.
Well, this will intrigue you, Jason. That guy who died had been bitten for 4 continuous minutes.
Yes.
However, the venom, one of the peptides, the bioactive peptides in the venom, can inhibit and potentially reverse lung cancer.
Well, that's
I mean,
only
apart from the bit where you
fine
die.
and fantastic if you actually have lung cancer, but if you don't,
Well, it's like, the blue ring octopus, that tiny cute little thing.
Yeah.
Which is-
cute and deadly as hell.
Yeah, but if you can survive 36 hours, you survive. That's its burn time, and you literally recover overnight.
Yeah, but that's if you survive the 36 hours of all of that toxin in your system.
Would you want to?
No.
No. I think at that point I would take it if I was either in my house or stuck in a hospital bed. I'd be like, give me something to put me out of my misery. I'd probably yank the damn plugs out of the wall myself.
My favourite one was when Gun Jesus went lionfish hunting, and while sitting down to eat the lionfish, accidentally stung himself. That was comedy value par excellence. But yeah, I mean, if it looks like it doesn't want to be touched, why are people touching it?
Because they're tasty.
Do not boop the thing that can turn you off.
Right.
I mean, at this point, should we take the barriers down at substations and let people boop them?
You know what? I'd be 100% fine with that. Be like, oh, here's a train going 180 miles an hour. Let me
Try and
that on
boop
the
it.
train, on the tracks. You turn into a bug on a windshield.
Win $5, boop the train.
Oops. Especially the ones in Japan that are doing like damn near 200 miles an hour. You go boop one of those trains, see what happens. You turn into freaking mist.
Yeah, you'll never see it coming.
Nope.
Well, I think every main animal fatality in the UK has been domesticated dogs for the last several years.
Yes, Deb, I've been saying that for years. Thank you, Disney, for teaching us that all the animals are our friends.
Oh, yes, because, the deer, famous for being cute and cuddly and not a man killer.
Yeah, I've seen what does do to people.
Mm-hmm.
They will stomp the shit out of you.
No, their hooves are sharp.
Yeah, they'll just split you open.
It's not even, I won't even necessarily say sharp. It's the fact that you're basically getting hit with 2 freaking hammers.
They're sharp.
My favourite one is the aardvark, which everyone seems to think needs a hug. Because it's sad.
Or a wombat.
Well, these idiots who go to pet aardvarks and wonder why those 16-inch talons do them a mischief.
You know what? Surprisingly, now that you're mentioning that, I would like to see a cross between an armadillo and a pangolin.
Ooh.
You want to talk about a creature that would literally dominate any sort of artillery.
Something as tough as an armadillo with the speed of a pangolin. That's basically a hyperactive cannonball.
Exactly. It would have the height of the hide cross between an like a freaking alligator and a rhino. Nothing would touch it. Like you could hit that with a 30-06, and I bet you that round would just bounce off the sucker.
Well, you heard about that whale they found, didn't you, with a harpoon that was over 200 years old in it?
Yes.
And the whale was like, and?
Right? That's like sticking us with a toothpick and being like 40 years later, be like, you got a toothpick stuck in you. Oh, I do? That's what that irritation is.
And yes, Deb, everybody wants to cuddle the battle cow.
The fluffy cow. Pet the murder kitties.
It's not a fluffy cow. We're gonna have to recategorize it as to
It's the combat moo.
No, it's a mullet cow.
Mullet cow.
Redneck
Or
cow.
a bang cow, because it's the freaking hair's all like this. I don't know how those damn things can actually see with a whole face full of hair.
It bothers me that the stupidity of humanity.
The worst part, and I feel the sad part is that it's getting worse. We've both progressed and regressed at the same damn time.
Well, this is one thing that amuses me. Obviously, we don't have much in the way of dangerous animals. We have unique ways people off themselves here. We have a place called Mach 1 Alley. Yeah. It's called Mach 1 Alley, and it's a valley where the Air Force can fly flat out.
Yes.
And as you would imagine, it attracts a lot of plane spotters, RAF fanatics, the usual sort of crowd you'd get at an air show.
Yeah.
They have to put signs on the footpath reminding you not to look up. Because what happens when you look up at something going over your head? You lean back.
Yep. And that shockwave knocks you on your butt or snaps your neck.
And what are valleys famous for not having lots of?
Guardrails.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened to Steve? Oh, Steve was looking up as a plane.
They literally penguin people.
Well, no. Did you guys hear what happened?
In the rain.
Did you guys hear what happened in Machu Picchu earlier this year?
Some idiot fall down it.
Yep, someone was trying to take a selfie and fell.
Jeebus.
Sucks for them.
I despair.
Right. My whole thing on that one is Darwinism at its finest.
Yes.
Do you know what? It would be funny if it wasn't so goddamn sad. And that's the truth of the matter, isn't it? It's so actually sad.
Yeah, there's a lot of dark humor in that.
I mean, it says it all up. We have the Darwin Awards, and surprise, surprise, they were invented by the British, perfected by the Americans. It's boggles the mind. I wait to see what happens next. I won't be shocked.
You will be if you pee on an electric fence.
Especially if it's got a picture of a dead cow burning.
Right. Upside down with it's a cow upside down smoking. I have seen that stupid picture on electric fences. I'm like, bro, what the hell kind of electric fence are you using where the cow is upside down and on flames?
Yeah.
Catapult fences.
That's like a 50 amp fence. You even sneeze on that bastard and you're freaking toast.
But did it stop the cow escaping?
Yeah, it's good for 20 kilometers.
Yeah. The cow steps anywhere near that shit and it's upside down and on fire.
No, it's like that that Aussie telling that story of the one I sent you a while back? He was talking about it, and he reached down when he was mowing the lawn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Oh, shit. That wasn't the... Oh, I just shouldn't have grabbed that.
We over here we don't use we do use electric fences, but not on the scale you guys do.
Our electric fences down here are dangerous. They're really odd. They honestly should not be used. But Americans are like, well, if we can't do it, like, to the umpteenth degree, why bother doing it?
Well, most of ours run off car batteries, so as you can imagine, day on day they get weaker.
Here, we plug them into the wall.
But the main reason is cost.
Oh, shit,
Maintenance.
not half the time our electric fences are like, here's an 18-volt battery, but the freaking fence, if you touch it, will put you on your ass, and if you're lucky, that's all it'll do. If you're unlucky, you'll be in the hospital with freaking cardiac arrest and some blah, blah, blah.
Well, no, it's not. You know what I used to do with the, with my friends when they show up, I just grab them by the back of the neck and grab that hot wire.
Mm-hmm.
That's messed up.
Yes, I know I messed up.
You might as well just tase your friend in the nads at that point, because that's about the equivalent of what you're doing.
Excuse me.
But it's funny though, if you get like 4 or 5 people hand in hand and you actually grab an electric fence, it don't do shit.
No. Only the person on the
because
end.
you dissipate the charge.
Yeah. Theoretically, you could dissipate the electrical charge of a lightning strike.
With enough people.
No, on your own. You could act if you are within a certain range of like a metallic object or a grounding wire. If you happen to physically get struck by lightning, you can actually dissipate the charge to a grounding rod.
Not just look at her.
Did you hear about the 2 hikers in Colorado recently who got zapped? Both hikers, both dogs killed on the spot. And everyone's like, oh, well, they should have been at this, finding shells and all this. And they were like, well, look, here's what happened. 30,000 volts of electricity filled the air. Where are you going to hide?
Yeah, the problem is it's not even the voltage, it's the amperage of the charge that'll toast your ass.
It don't help that most hikers nowadays have carbon poles, carbon rifle sights and rests. You are just asking for it.
I mean, technically your cell phone is a receiver for electricity. So, I mean, you could be in the middle of a mountain range, nobody within miles, during a lightning storm and just get nailed because your phone is a magnetic receiver for an electrical charge.
I mean,
I'm starting to yawn.
Well, Jason, if you would have had a beverage, I think you would have been fine.
No, I would have been out a long time ago.
Nah, you would have been gone.
What time you in work tomorrow?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
They've got them on the weird 8 schedule on the
8 to 5.
weekends, but it's like 7 o'clock during the weekdays, which is stupid as shit.
No, they got it all. They got it all set out. I'm at 8 o'clock to 5 now for the next 3 weeks.
So just when you get accustomed to it, they'll flip you to something else.
What?
Just
No, I don't have to worry about it.
Wait. I do have one question.
yeah, that's
Has
it,
Molly
guys. That
taken
video.
her stuff?
What?
Has Molly taken her stuff?
Yeah, about 3 minutes ago.
Hey, see? This is how much I pay attention.
Well, you were having fun. I waited
Yeah.
so late.
What'd you say?
I was having fun. She waited until late.
There you go, Mara. Well, yeah, because it's almost, 11 o'clock your time?
Almost, yeah.
And you got to be at work at 8, so 2 hours of unwind time. That still gives you like 6.5 hours of sleep. It's not too
Yeah.
bad.
I'm still up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh, that sucks.
Sometimes I might sleep in until 5:50.
Oh, 5:15, a whole extra 15 minutes, Jason. Shit.
Depends on how many times I hit that snooze.
Calkins. Like, he slept until 8:15 today.
Yeah.
Or 5:15.
Last time I did that is when we pulled that all nighter.
Oh fuck. That shit sucked. We gotta do it again though.
That's
Just
coming
gotta
soon.
make sure that's on one of my days off.
That's coming soon.
But we gotta make sure it's on one of my days. If I have it,
It'll be on your Thursday. So it'll be
that would
Wednesday
be
to
what,
Thursday.
Wednesday? Wednesday to Thursday?
Yeah, because remember, I still have like 90 hours to burn.
I know you got a shitload this year. And then next year you're gonna have an extra what, like 10 hours?
Something like that.
Yeah. So we definitely gonna have to do that again. I gotta make sure we have all of the accoutrements, everything that we're gonna need.
All of our
You
snacks,
need
beverages.
both need to stock up on beef jerky because I know damn well we're gonna be snacking on that shit all night long.
Beef jerky and booze. There we go.
Oh, hell yeah, that'd be a shit of a title right there.
No, that's the title. Beef jerky and booze.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a hell of a title, beef jerky and booze. No, it should be all night, all on all nighter with beef jerky and booze.
Yeah.
Isn't that a special interest movie?
Oh, me and Jason did that shit last year. It was a freaking, what, 13, 14 hour live? We were just going.
Cliffy needs to get over himself.
Yeah.
Come to the reunion.
Yes. Get over yourself with Texas and get over to the reunion.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, Cliff, go to it. You've been
I
told.
cannot afford that shit, unfortunately.
Hey, if Rob shows up, will you go?
I can't afford to leave the town, let alone the
Yeah, I was
country.
about to say, Rob ain't gonna make it all the way the fuck over to Texas. He was
Hey.
supposed to be here this year, but he couldn't do it due to what, financial reasons or some other funky shit.
Family issues.
Yeah.
Actually, let me just check what the FCO are saying.
Well, he can fly into Houston.
With us.
I did say that if Amanda ever showed up in Texas, I would go down there to meet her, but the whole scenario with that shit fell through like a kick in the testicles.
Ooh, would you be surprised to learn that the FCO is issuing warnings against travelling to a certain country?
Oh god, let me guess, Australia?
Yes, it's Australia.
Um,
Yep, they are
can
warning
issue-
against travel to a certain large country.
It's either America or
I was about to say, technically, Russia would be a large country. Australia is a random ass island in the middle of the ocean.
Oh yeah, we're persona non gratis in Russia. No, America.
Yeah.
Civil disrest.
the civil unrest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's
Um,
contained to major blue
And
states.
the shutdown as well.
He can still come to Texas. We don't put up with that shit.
Yeah, they're basically saying due to civil unrest and the government shutdown, which I can see their logic, because it God forbid they need to get you out the country in a hurry, they're going to struggle.
It's money. None of that shit is ever what it actually seems. It's majority of the time it's all about money.
Yeah, it was for Cliff. That video was last week before.
For you know
For
what
Luke.
Luke we're talking about, right?
Yeah. I think it was it last week before? I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me have a look.
Yeah, like I said, as long as you're not in Portland, Oregon, I think you'll be okay, Rob.
Hey man, I've got my own inflatable frog costume.
Man, screw Oregon. I don't think I'd ever set foot in that state. I have no reason to be up there. Same with Washington.
Well, I would go see the reef robbers so I can go crabbing,
Yeah, it was last week,
fishing
Cliff.
for lingcod. Yeah, that's about it.
I think I would rather go to Florida, which
Yeah.
I've stated numerous times I probably never set foot in again.
I'm spiritually opposed to it.
But I'd rather go to Florida only because there's like 4 people in Florida that I would not have any problems hanging out with. One of them I
I've-
can charter a fish. Well, actually, two of them I can charter fishing trips with, and I've been on their forums or their YouTube channels for years.
I know it used to come to Texas.
I think I'd rather spend a fortnight in Missouri wearing nothing but a traffic cone than go to Florida.
No, you don't want to go hang out with Catch 'em All Zach? Or Catch 'em
I
All
have no idea who the hell that is.
He's a Pokemon expert.
He was on Swamp People. He lives in Florida, in Miami area.
No, the ones I would go with are obviously Doug if he's still in Florida, but I think he moved to South Carolina or something like that, some shit like that. The other one would be fuck, I forgot his name. Something Taylor. He's got a charter company. He's actually a guy I got a shirt from, and to be honest, I actually enjoy that shirt. And then there's Chris Tanner. Different Chris Tanner. But yeah, there's only like a handful of people that if I went to Florida, I'd want to go hang out. Grayman Preparing. I believe he's also in Florida. I would hang out with him. Only because he's both a prepper and a gardener. I could probably actually help him out with his property.
Yeah, then there's also the guys from Donnie FL. Go get
Don't
some.
know those guys. Jason, you know me. If it has to do with a lot of like air gun stuff, I don't know a lot of these people.
Oh yeah, you can go hunt some iguanas.
I only want to hunt if you're. There's no point of hunting an iguana if in the wintertime because they just fall out the damn
I
trees.
was going to say, it's not hunting if they line up in front of you.
Right. If you're walking down the street and they just fall out of it, they'll be like, "Oh, there's a free one."
All right, guys, I'm done.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting ready to
I'm gonna
wind
do
down
some work.
myself.
Yeah.
Time for me to go do worky things.
Yep. You go do worky things. Okay.
Rob has
Guys,
been
have a-
avoiding his subscription to the company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Be well, Jason.
All right.
Thank you for joining us. Good night,
See you
Molly.
later,
Be well, be
Jason.
safe. We'll see you
Good night,
guys
everybody in the
Bye.
chat. Good night, everybody on the panel. And
Goodbye,
we'll catch
peoples.
everybody next time.
You forgot to say something.
Oh, kick a pig.
Yeah, you know what you're supposed to say, you turd.
Yeah. Slap a rat. Good night, everybody.
Take care, Jason. Have a good one.
Alrighty.
And now that we're down to 2, I don't know how long Rob's going to stay, but I probably should end this here just
I was
briefly.
going to say, I'm going to have to hop off and go do some at work stuff.
Right. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we're going to, at this point, we're going to wind down tonight's live and festivities. So do me a favor on the way out. Like, share, and subscribe. Share this out with as many people as you possibly can. Help me get my hours up if physically possible.
Go watch some of my videos.
Tonight.
Go watch all of my videos.
I try to watch them when I can when you post them.
It'll take a while.
Yeah, take a while to watch all of mine too.
I'll see you guys later.
All right, be well, be safe. Catch you on the next one, brother.
Bye.
Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's down to me, Grace, and I think Deb, because I don't think anybody else is actually in here. I don't know where half my viewers went. Drops popped out like a fart in the wind. Same with a lot of my other viewers, but hey, we're still doing pretty good tonight. But anyways, thank you for joining me tonight. Deb, I know you had some stuff going on at home, so as always, still a pleasure to have you here. Grace, as always, I know you ladies love me. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here anymore. You'd have left ages ago. So I appreciate that 100%. Virtual hugs for everybody. And anyways, thank you all for joining me. This is going to be Fox at Outdoors signing off. Do me a favor on the way out. Like, share, and subscribe. And we will catch you all on the next one. Peace.